All right. YouTube chat very quiet today, which is K, but that means we just gotta help him out, I think. Alrighty, folks. It's time to play some Dwarf Fort, shall we? Oh, hello, Sean. Still quiet. I mean, it's you and then the person who was here 30 minutes before I started. So, somebody spoke. Twitch chat. Since you're the awake ones here. Two things. One, you can say hi, YouTube, if you like, to the VOD watchers. And secondly, there's a link to the YouTube stream if you happen to have the bandwidth or would just like to help it out help the stream out at absolutely no cost to you. Just simply click on that link and leave a like on it. If you want to leave it up for the extra view count, that's also appreciated, but not needed. Of course, if you want faster response times, you should watch here on Twitch because that's where I read the chat more actively. I do read the YouTube chat, just not as consistently or as regularly, so you'll get quicker response times here on Twitch. It's that time of year where people are emailing me and asking if I am attending GDC. I don't know how I got on that email list, but I'm flattered that they think I can afford the ridiculous amount of money that GDC costs to attend. As always, we are a completely crowdfunded channel, meaning I don't take sponsored time. So if you want to help keep this channel funded, if you happen to have Prime subs, that is a very good way to keep this channel funded for absolutely free. Otherwise, simply lurking in the chat and keeping the stream up or telling a friend or, you know, just poking around and finding one of the other various ways to support me is also appreciated. So Sean and Scion are just in very plaintive moods. You are just silently contemplating in this at a safe distance. I respect it. Nah, it's fine. Enjoy the lurks, YouTube. I'm just trying to goad people into leaving more likes on the stream. That's all it is, really. Anyway, it's good to be here on this fine patch day, and we're gonna dive into some dwarfs. So, who remembers what so you show us how to party. Who was here at the end of the stream yesterday for the Dwarf Fortress segment? Not the Goblin Camp segment. But who was here at the end of the Fortress segment yesterday? Because I started building impulse ramps and then kind of got mad at them and then stopped. But we're building impulse ramps. I don't like impulse ramps. I never have. I don't think I ever will. Because we had impulse ramp go and it worked perfect. And then it hits here and then shoots backwards. So I need to fix this. So I'm going to rotate them until they work. I don't like impulse ramps because they have this weird habit of just kind of not working for kind of ambiguous reasons. So I find them very annoying to set up. But I will continue until they work. Damn it. Wow, Dan, thank you very much for that, well, not brand new, but returned Prime sub. Also, thanks for enabling the Dwarf Redemptions to whoever did that. I think that one of my mods did that, because that wasn't me. Wow, Dan, thank you very much for the Prime sub. And chat, can I get a round of beers for the 4 months? You've been loving the minecart fort. Do I have a tutorial for the minecart stuff? I think I have a complete guide to minecarts. Just type in blind IRL or just blind Dwarf Fortress minecarts. Maybe don't type in blind minecarts, you might get something weird. Dealer's choice, you see. How's this do? That's a fancy looking dwarf. I love the way togas look in the sprite pictures. I haven't seen them since they got the value adds. Yes. Yes, they did. However, that was when I was using opening and closing grates. So I'm swapping to impulse ramps. And the reason we're swapping to impulse ramps is because they're not going to be able to jump through fortifications the same way. The problem was the rollers combined with the hill were not getting it going fast enough from Rusher to clear 4 gaps, right? Because there was previously only 1 gap, and now there's 4 gaps, and they weren't quite getting enough speed to clear 2. So I'm hoping that by adding impulse ramps, they'll clear them. And they do. They make it one way. I just need to get them back right now is the problem. So does this work for you, Red Fogel? This Dwarf? Irib? Rock flights? Really good friends with somebody named Slingshot. It always collides with you, IRL. Well, gotcha. You know, if a stream is physically colliding with you, that's a problem. You may want to consult your interdimensional specialist for that one. Here's an objective for today's stream. We're working on the defensive systems. No problemo. Silver Shade. Red Fogel has a spouse and a child. Cogsack, the boy, is her husband, and she has a baby named... Cogsack is the baby, Onul is the husband. And she is frequently depressed after seeing Kubok die. Wow, that's Orb Iron. Rest in peace, Orb Iron. She presents herself modestly, and she frowns on any flashy accoutrements. She is not particularly interested in what others think of her, and she doesn't try to get things done perfectly. She has an active sense of humor, and she is assertive. She acts with little determination and confidence. She is slow to trust others, and she is ambitious. She thinks she's fairly important in the grand scheme of things, and she laughs loudly when she's excited. She needs alcohol to get through the working day, and she doesn't really care about anything anymore. She dreams of raising a family, and this dream was realized, and personally she finds the acquisition and use of power abhorrent and would have all masters toppled. She sees lying as an important means to an end and believes that time taken to master a skill is a horrible waste. She dreams of raising a family, and this dream was realized. She likes nickel silver and sunstone, as well as the color dark tan, maces, cows for their intelligence, and... Where was I? Crows for their intelligence, not cows, that sounded wrong. And the words of the Tenribus wisps and the sound of the laces of silk. An impossible prefers to consume foxtail millet beer and can't stand bats. And worships Bur, the god of gems and jewels and wealth. And is a member of the Doctrine of Bronze of that religion, which is the most popular. She's a former member of the Doctors Guild and currently a member of the Weaponsmiths and Metalsmiths Guilds. Are you still alive? Let's find out, Ice Blue. Yes, you is. And you is now Militia Captain. Although I think you was previously, too. And unlike most of the militia, you're actually in a decent mood. Although, I should probably give you a break soon. For those of you who don't know, Lanix, who was in the military, died very dramatically yesterday to a Forgotten Beast. Yesterday was kind of nuts. We had all sorts of fights happen. But that very dramatic death ended in some positivity in a weird way. It did end with Lanix slaying the beast before succumbing to the beast's poison. Fire, by that, I mean. So, saved the fortress, but died in the process. A hero, if you will. Let's see if they ever made that statue that I told them to make for him. No, they didn't. Well then. I'll simply put a statue of the god that they worshipped then. I will get to that. I just told them to make it out of platinum, and so maybe we're out of platinum. The named dwarves in the fort are as follows. If you don't hear your name called and you had one, let me know and I'll check to make sure I didn't miss them or they're not dead. Snail. Danny. Sirius Celsa's Tiny Hippo. Havoc. Bone Dolphin. Shinobi the Second, who's pissed off and has no usage of their arms due to a very major injury. Private Parking. Red Fogel. Worth Butts, the Baron, who also happens to be a goblin. Whitcode. Eurist Games and Rin of the Stars. Craftword. Quendelf. Darius Cardrin. Belug, the militia captain, who's probably my best militia dwarf at the moment. Ice Blue, the militia captain. And, that is everybody. I mean, you dreamed of attaining a rank in society, Butts. And I gotta tell you, that dream was realized. You know what's amazing? You are, well, not anymore. You were almost entirely satisfied with your bedroom and office upon me making you into a baron, but you seem to not be satisfied now, so maybe I should expand upon that a little bit. Also, wasn't this the manager's office? I think it was. Whoops. I will remove your worst office. Although the other one is opulent. Oh, I know where the other one is, but I still shouldn't be giving you that one. Because that should be given to the Baron now that I think about it. Yeah, this should be given to the Baron. Or Count. Yeah, there you are. Count of Minedarch. And then I'm actually just going to go down to here. Get rid of this. And expand your dining room to out there. Which satisfies everything but the bedroom, which needs some opulence. Which we can increase by doing this. And throwing some statues in. So turns out I got some very fancy statues. So chat room, how's your morning been? Has anybody here messed around with the Lewis stuff yet? I'm curious to know, because I haven't. I know nothing about that kind of, or that portion of video games, modding and such. So it's kind of outside of my wheelhouse. But I really hope that some people get the chance to mess with it before this evening so that I can go look into it and, you know, make a DF News video reporting on it at that point. I'll most likely be going via the KitFox modding Discord because I just think that'll be an interesting place to look. But I'm very curious to hear what anybody has to say about it so far. Once you get the chance to look. You fucked up at work and you're a perfectionist, so rip your mind. Oh no! Was it a correctable fuck up or just an uncorrectable bad fuck up? You know what's funny? Is goblins don't even sleep. So they're not even really getting anything super positive out of this. Let's also go into here and just go to this number and type in 4. So maximum of 4 bins. I'm also noticing honeybee honeycomb. I'm just going to go here and do a Craftsdwarf shop and a Craftsdwarf shop. DF always calms your mind, but you need to correct it. Yeah, that sucks. Since CDDA ditched it. Is that a positive thing? I don't even know. I'm just going to get this making wax crafts because I do have bees. And I'll just say do 10 whenever there's 10 available. Which, you know, and I'll say check it. Well, there actually maybe it might be worth setting that up to 20. Let's see how many. Oh, I got a lot of. Let's just say 20 and do it and do monthly. Wax crafts 20. I'm just going to get rid of that slab job. Clear it up. And then you right here. Let's just say decorate with bone. And just do that monthly when there's 10 on rotten body part available. And we'll bump that up to 20 as well. And also, let's make totems. Let's get that repeating. because this will be a nifty little side project. Nifty little side project. Let's also type in bars. See what we currently have. Bronze, 230 steel, a decent amount of platinum. I kind of wish I had... I kind of want to make lead bins, but I also kind of don't. Let's make lead bins. They'll be heavy as hell, but... All right, well, that's up and running now. That is now up and running. Hey, yo, Rolf, how's things, dude? Are you alive? I don't think so, Amazing Crane. Yeah, no, you are not. You are definitely not. We had some pretty bad death blocks again yesterday. Like, this fortress has been, I'm not going to say cursed. I beg your fucking pardon? Oh. Huh. Well, would you look at that? Huh. So, I figured this wouldn't work so easily, but here we are. Turns out just simply removing the impulse ramps on this side just work. So I initially just had rollers at maximum speed all the way up, around, and all the way down into here. And then I put these 3 impulse ramps so that it would get to this side, but I still had the all the way up on this side and then all the way back down, and it wouldn't maintain the speed enough to make it back across. However, then I shortened the distance and put impulse ramps here, and the problem was it would come around this side and be totally fine, and then it would be reversed, so it would go in the opposite direction after the fact. But apparently just simply removing the impulse ramps on this side, it can clear it. So we're good. Well, that's exceptionally dangerous, and also awesome. So yay! We did it! I don't know what to do with this information, but we did it. I should probably turn it off. Let's see what happens when we turn it off. It's a good thing I checked. Otherwise, we may have just randomly had someone die. Let's see what happens when we turn it off. Also, Stone, I think you and Bastet probably... Whoop. So that's what happens when it turns off. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all of the mine carts that are connected to this right now. Because I'm just going to do a vertical loading setup for this, and I'm going to build the rest of them. Because I can now just set this sucker up. We're in business, friends. We have impulse ramps as defense. Round of beers, I guess? I don't know. I kind of thought I was going to have to do more fixing here. But we did just get a fire-breathing Forgotten Beast, which is a towering Forgotten Beast named Aspast. I could make bad jokes out of that. A towering three-eyed mite. It has a jagged... it has a twisting jointed trunk, and it has a bloated body. Beware its fire. And, of course, it's on the layer where it can get to me. I'm going to make a bunker. It's going to be right here. And it's going to be called... And and I'm gonna put everybody into that right now, and remove everybody from this for reasons. Now, why is it always on my front doorstep? Well, you're gonna die. Although what I can do here is I can pause these. Actually, maybe you're gonna save us. I don't know. Oh, no. What was your name? Dead is your name. Yeah, we just had one of these, didn't we? The main issue is there isn't an easy... Oh my god, that's concerning. I'm gonna cancel this. And say, anybody who has any skills in Marksdorf's, go grab a goddamn crossbow. Like, right now. Then the second thing I need to do is I need to stare at this and this. Just gonna lock these two doors. All right, chat. I need a vile force of darkness for good luck. I need to see where it goes. Ah, okay. I wonder how long that hole's been there. Probably has a way in. I'm really hoping it steps into a bed. Step into the bedroom. Step through the door. Through the door. Through the door and sit there for a second. Who did you just burn? That was Havoc. Rest in peace, Havoc. You even told me yesterday? Yeah, but I didn't see it, okay? I thought you were talking about the holes in the ceiling. Anyway. It's bleeding. It'd be funny if it bled out. It's leaking its goo everywhere. But now it's stopped leaking its goo, so it's now very fit. So after completing a successful liposuction, I'm gonna turn off the burrow. So that they can leave. It's gonna break this door down, probably. It's currently firing a fireball at the door, actually. Whoa! Oh. Saw my reindeer. Kind of surprised it didn't go for them sooner. Let's just set these to train so that they go grab gear, but I'm gonna need to forbid these and forbid these. Oh no! Well, there's a child out there. Which is always distressing. Zalvi, you may want to turn around. I'm very tempted to just tell the military to go kill it from behind because it's very distracted by that door. They may be able to get there. This is sketchy. Sneak up on it, dwarves. You can do it. You can do it. You managed to get some hits in because the beast fired a fireball this way, and then this dwarf dodged down through here, it looks like, unless the dwarf dodged up. Ah, they did dodge up, and they're on fire. It seems that Danny is standing in a spot of fire, but isn't currently on fire. As for the beast, it's bleeding. Swordmaster has stabbed it repeatedly with a named artifact sword, tearing the muscle. The beast is currently occupying the same tile as this dwarf, who is underneath it, Serious Salsa, who is currently slashing it from underneath. If they're able to block its fireballs with his shield, they don't take damage. So as long as nobody catches on fire when the fireball hits them, and they're able to block it, then they don't catch fire. Also, if they have rum in their inventory or alcohol in their inventory, in a flask, if they catch fire, that alcohol will evaporate, which will give them like 1 free life against it. The creature has lost a limb, which is most of it. It hurled a ball of fire. Is anybody blocking the ball of fire? Swordmaster slashes it. Forgotten Beast misses. Swordmaster kicks it in the 3rd foot, bruising the muscle. Hammer Dwarf punches the Forgotten Beast in the left 2nd foot. Forgotten Beast misses. Commander stabs it. The Swordmaster slashes it. Forgotten Beast misses. More limbs are flying. That one dwarf over there is still on fire. A hero, we call them. Let's close this so you don't see the red square anymore. Nobody appears to currently be on fire. Danny up here is stabbing down and with their steel spear, which actually took a foot off of the thing. B-Lug here is punching it and kicking it, as well as slashing it, or stabbing it rather, with the platinum spear in their hand. Actually, how is this spear doing? Stabs it? Okay, so it is doing damage. This is This is the most valuable artifact in the fort, by the way. This is a artifact platinum spear. Hey, Cormacker, you joined at a fun time. There's been a lot of fun moments in this fort. They are assuming they can keep blocking it, and this dwarf doesn't ruin everything. So this dwarf could actually ruin everything, because this dwarf is currently on fire. If this dwarf... Also, I don't know if you guys have been noticing this, but dwarves that are on fire don't really show as on fire when they're on fire anymore. Maybe it's because they're not on fire, but the clothes are. Anyway, it's hard to tell when a dwarf's on fire. If that dwarf stands where the military is, it'll block their line of sight and they won't be able to dodge anymore. But currently they are doing a very good job dodging the fireballs. I'm just very, very scared of... Danny's on fire. I'm just very, very scared of that smoke. Although, maybe we'll be okay. So, Danny may have just killed us all. Danny is on... Danny here is currently bleeding. Maybe we'll get some evaporations. So it's currently just Danny that's on fire. Danny does not have a flask or a water skin. And is currently just standing there. Mincott the dwarf has been missing for a week. Hopefully B-Lug's wine evaporates. It did, and it extinguished Danny from what I can tell. Holy shit. B-Lug may have just saved Danny's life. The problem is B-Lug is now bleeding. Okay, so several dwarves have been found dead, who all burned to death. There's also some small burning happening up here, but that's not too bad. Come on. Holy shit, his bleeding finally stopped. His lower head is melted. Or his head is melted? And his lower body is melted. And his upper body fat is gone. So, you know, actually, this might be good. No. Rot P. In YouTube chat. Damn. So what about Danny? I feel like this... Huh. So this is why everybody should have flasks, chat. Flasks or any kind of water holder. Because holy shit. I'm just gonna make more water skins. Alcohol, yeah. No, because it evaporates when they catch fire and it puts the fire out. Don't worry about it being alcohol, but it does work. Okay, so Minedarch was found dead. Our body's getting buried in tombs. Okay, it looks like it. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it happen before. It's just, it's one of those things where it's like, it's kind of unlikely that it'll actually work. Someone else was found dead. Probably. Havoc was missing for a week. Okay, that's one that I do need to memorialize. Sorry, Havoc 2. You're dead now, too. How you doing, Napalm? It's good to see you. Emperor Iron as well. It's good to see you as well. Bioactive, hello. Good day. Gristuth is also here. Seems like you got here just too late. No such thing. Got here just on time. Flame beasts are no joke. It's just, you just have to be really good at blocking. This is what I would say. I think I might let Danny retire from the military. Because Danny desperately wants to go do anything else. And for these stupidly upset military dwarves, I think it's probably best I just retire them. Because they clearly aren't happy in their job, even though they're very good at it. And I think I should let these dwarves retire. So Tiny Hippo and Danny are now free to go do whatever they want with their time. But that's temporary? Oh no. Did you get hit by nonsense layoffs or logical layoffs? If I can ask. But that sucks, dude. Should really just chuck a butcher shop right here. Okay, so I'm gonna go to this cavern layer, and I'm gonna fill up this hole because I don't like having this annoying side hole that I didn't notice yesterday, even though chat did. I acknowledge chat noticed it and I didn't. I'm living up to my username once again. And I should probably make this place a little safer because it's certainly not, certainly not right now. Although, this is going to slowly become unusable as I chop these trees down, so let's actually not do this. Instead, just put a floor tile right there. And also a floor tile right here. Let's see, am I missing any others? Hopefully it's not adding too much to your workload, though. Who got the kill? I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked. You know, it's funny. To me, it's like, it's a team effort. I feel like video games have ruined me a little bit, where I don't worry so much about who got the kill, because usually it's just a kill steal anyway, you know what I'm saying? Just looking for it. I don't see it. Which Forgotten Beast was it? I feel like it started with an S, but... Chat, does anybody remember the name of the Forgotten Beast? But the statue needs a hero? If you genuinely think that anybody who plays this video game makes a statue for every single Forgotten Beast kill, then you must be playing in worlds with way fewer Forgotten Beasts than the worlds I play in. Also, is it really a hero? They get to write songs about themselves. They don't need me. But if you can go figure out the name of the Forgotten Beast, I'll figure out who killed it. All right. Bears do not need a pasture. Bears are not grazers. Bears are like pigs. They don't need a pen pasture. YouTube chat. Not a stupid question. Hi, B-Lug. You just saved the dwarf's life by letting your alcohol evaporate out of your pocket. True story. Just happened. We witnessed it.
Woo!
The Hall of Heroes has many cheap statues. Cheap statues? That's disrespectful. If you're going to make statues for your heroes, at the very least commit to the bit. They all require the highest value materials that you have available. And they must be greatly encrusted with many gems. Otherwise, what's the point? Yeah, I'm pretty lazy. I almost never do stuff like that. I don't know why. I just don't. Out of your pockets? Well, no, out of your flask. We were attacked by a fire-breathing Forgotten Beast, and there was a dwarf that was on fire who was in the squad, who helped you stab it to death, and then you stood there and until your flask evaporated, and your flask evaporating saved that dwarf's life. Netherite is a real material. Netherite? I didn't see a netherite. I saw hematite.
Crypt beer.
There's petrified logs. Where's netherite? Did you see that word and think it said netherite? Padinsky! There was a patch today. I don't know if you saw it. Thanks for the 41st month. Welcome back. How's life been, dude? Twas hematite. There you go. Also, Rin of the Stars, you're still alive, by the way. I mean, in a world with a lot of beasties, it'd be kind of fun to build a statue hall for every Forgotten Beast or Mega Beast kill, but yeah, at the very least, make them out of Electrum or something common. Nah, Electrum ain't common. If you're saying cheap statues, you ain't doing Electrum. Do I like Vintage Story? I don't like Minecraft. I don't see why more Minecraft would be something I would like. Mostly, if a game is primarily designed to be played in multiplayer, I tend to just not. Kind of on principle, because usually it ends up being a game not for me. So I've never been particularly attracted to Vintage Story. Why? Should I be attracted to Vintage Story? Pasture, not pastor. I did not say bears need a pasture. I said bears do not need to be in a pasture in response to Sad Panda's question. I mean, maybe maybe a bear man could become a religious figure in Dwarf Fortress, and that's kind of like having a bear pastor. Or maybe it's a gay pastor who happens to be a bear. It's hard to say. Father Barrington is barely bearable. Keeps on talking about honeys during his during his oh my god, sermons. Well, I said some bears might need a pastor, but not all bears need a pastor. I mean, there's plenty of atheist bears and plenty of agnostic bears. I mean, you started this question string, emergency temporal shift in YouTube chat, and I'm simply humoring you and giving you the logical response, which is, well, I mean, it depends on if it's a religious bear or not. Why would a non-religious bear need a pastor? Non-religious bear just go worship at the salmon flows and go, where are the fish at? God damn it. Like, I worship at my, like, bar counter. Now I'm just imagining a bear in a turban. Anyways, what was I talking about? Right, I was doing impulse ramps things. Because we in business now. At one with one with the picnic basket. Naturally. You know, honestly, I think I could vibe with being at one with the picnic basket. It's not even lunchtime, and I could absolutely vibe with a picnic basket. That sounds like a good thing to contemplate. You know? I feel like we're just, like, quietly thinking we're being funny and creative, yet I guarantee you that this exact village exists in Caves of Cud somewhere. A very religious town that worships picnics. That worships meals, probably. Some sort of cooking religion, I would presume. And also, I'm realizing that I'm kind of screwing this up, so... And then I'll probably put statues on the ends of these. It should work without the ramps, so I will also do this. I could also put rollers on this side if I feel it needs it. Be pretty easy to add with just this, and that to give it some extra speed. But what I think we'll do is I will build a loading mechanism from up above. So I can just dig up to here, basically. Like the way up on each one of these. Which would be this one. And this one. And then just stack up minecarts up here, and then just get them to punt them over the edge. Can also knock all this out, and also knock all this out. Because that'll just be easy. And then that'll boot them onto the rollers, and they'll just go whoop up the edge, and that way I can reload it and add more to it. But I also... Because you're the one going down, so this is... So you, that way, you go up here. And then down this way. So this is the next one I need to dig out. That one we'll do next. Down here I can deconstruct this. Throw in Dolomite. Anyway, we've already started off with the very bizarre conversations this morning, but the plan here today is to mess around with impulse ramps. Because I haven't messed around with impulse ramps since before the Steam version was out. And most of you probably know, it's been a while since the Steam version released. So I have a question. Do any of you guys mess around with impulse ramps? Is this a thing you guys frequently mess around with? Or is this all new to you? I'm kind of curious. I like impulse ramps in certain situations. In other situations, I just feel like I'm breaking the game's physics in a bad way. So often I will just completely avoid them. However, I'm making an exception for this particular fort because, to be honest, I've been rather annoyed with this particular fort because the additions that I would like to make to this fortress are proving not possible without breaking the physics a little bit. So I am knowingly breaking the physics for this game in the hopes that I can build the defense of my dreams. It's usually easier to use rollers, sure, but rollers hit a maximum speed. Basically, the difference between using rollers and using impulse ramps is rollers hit a maximum speed, and then they can't accelerate anymore. Hills can accelerate past that if they're big. However, impulse ramps don't have a maximum speed, and don't care about your goddamn physics. And because of that, they let you do things that you shouldn't be able to. Which is stupid and silly, but also kind of hysterical in its own weird way. So, well, yep, it's absolutely easier to use rollers. Certainly less effort. This is allowing us to achieve things that previously dwarves could only dream of. Exactly, Napalm. Minecart go Nyum. Good win, by the way, Darius. So essentially the way impulse ramps work is I'm breaking the game's physics engine. Normally, a minecart sits on a track, right? And it goes in a straight line, just perfectly normally. Goes along the track. And it'll slow down because it's just on a track, and then it stops. Or it hits something, or it derails, and then it stops. Rollers speed it up to the speed that you set it to speed it up to, and then they stop. Impulse ramps, it thinks it's going to roll up, but there's nowhere for it to go. So it can't roll up, which would normally stop the minecart. It would normally try and roll up, and then maybe end up on the top level, or it would just slow down and roll back down. But because it thinks it's going up, it tries to go up, but there's nowhere for it to go. And because it doesn't realize that it's going to slow down, instead just skips over one to the next track, and then tries to go up. But then it goes back down because there's nowhere for it to go. So it skips to the next one, thus accelerating it. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm tricking the minecart into thinking it's supposed to be going up, but it's not. And instead it's accelerating it. While they are quite annoying to set up sometimes, because sometimes they break for no real discernible reason, when they work, they are pretty stupid and kind of hysterical. And that is the goal. Must go up, must go inside. Can't go up, can't go inside. Yes. And so this will land us with the response of, well, we have physics at home. And now it's also time to begin building my true nonsense machine. By placing upright spikes down at the bottom here. And ideally, this will be as silly as I want it to be. I also don't know how much galena I have, but I need more lead, so... $19. Okay, let's smelt 10. Yeah, let's do 15. We'll leave some of them in case I need them for something unrelated. It's kind of a minecart squeezer? Sure, yeah. What's up, Sandrel Casserole? Also, YouTube chat, I'm adding a goal to the YouTube stream because it supposedly makes YouTube promote it. So I will chuck that up there. Feel free to ignore it. Naked Mole Dog has forgotten her training. Well, that's unfortunate. We should eat it so it doesn't forget it next time. Forget that. So because we keep getting attacked by cavern creatures, they keep bringing spears. So I've got a lot of random material spears. These will just take one of each. It's fine. Even though they could take two of each, one of each is totally acceptable. Although I'm going to need to not do this automatically now because I've got less than 5 and I want to have at least 5. And I'm going to make steel spear 100. Emperor Iron. Any bearded military dwarves in this fort? Do I have any unnamed? You do realize that is the most requested and wanted type of dwarf, right? Okay, so fortunately I do actually have one. Oops, wrong button. I do actually have one. Is Spearmaster. Doesn't seem to mind sparring. And is named Iron, but has steel, so name is wrong, but is fine. Lives an orderly life, organized and neat, and is very easily falls into love and develops positive feelings. He is quick to form negative views about things, and he tends to form only tenuous emotional bonds with others. He doesn't cling tightly to ideas, is open to changing his mind, and doesn't seek out excitement. He's often nervous, and he tends to assume that the worst of two outcomes will be the one that naturally comes to pass. He takes offered help and gifts without feeling particularly grateful. There's a goat up here, and he tends to consider what others think of him. He is stubborn, and he is moved by art and natural beauty. He is troubled by this as he dislikes the natural world. He needs alcohol to get through the working day, and does not mind being outdoors, at least for a time, because he trains outside. Dreams of mastering a skill, and personally, this dream was realized. He also believes that sacrifice for others should be deeply respected, greatly respects individuals that persevere through their trials and labors, and values harmony, and doesn't particularly care about craftsmanship. And you've killed an elf named Anna, and 2 rodent men and a troglodyte. Good for you. And you have no friends because all you do is train, all day, every day. Pumping iron power. I mean, that would be great, because then I might actually make minimum wage today, which I haven't managed to do the last 2 streams. Strixa. So that'd be great. I wouldn't complain with this. I'm just not going to push that, because asking people to do that seems very unfair, and I'm not a fan of that. I don't know why these barrels just keep getting left everywhere. Maybe I just need to make a barrel stockpile. Also, I've got a dwarf here, sleeping. The friendly Shames, who's got 25 kills. Speaking of a forgotten beast who bites poisony, named Zagstock Shatiskogan has come. A huge, 3-eyed Dimetrodon. Has 2 stubby horns and it appears to be emaciated. Its green scales are round and overlapping. Beware its poison bite. This one's just poison bite, though. That's not too bad. It's also not on a level where it can get to me, and it's in a tiny weird corner that I don't think has access. Oh, no, it does have access to the rest of the cavern lair. This one can't get to me. This one is, Star Vomits? I don't like that. Wait, no. This is a different one. Huh? So there's two. There's one down here, and then one up here that can't reach the one down there. Well, that's kind of funny. I haven't really explored that cavern layer much. It didn't jump. That's a different one, so... So yeah, Strixa, if you want to, you know, begin this so-called war between YouTube chat and Twitch chat to see who can fund who the most, I'm willing to oblige this competition of yours. Otherwise, I'll just sit here and cry, as I do every day. We're getting attacked by something. I'll have to go take a look at what that is. Cavern dwellers. Okay. It seems like a Crundle discovered it. Kind of looked like a Crundle discovered it. Well, I'll tell you this. I did make my minimum yesterday, but then I streamed for 11 hours, so I didn't actually make my minimum yesterday. The day before, I also didn't, or the stream previous that, I also didn't make my minimum. Because, again, I streamed long enough that I outstreamed it. So, you know, it is what it is. Ice Blue, thank you very much for, like, quintupling today's revenue. Appreciate you. But we'll still have a ways to go, you know. Doesn't all need to be one person. But in this so-called war, Ice Blue is winning. Appreciate you, man. No reachable target. Wait, what? How is that not reachable? Oh. Kill the rodent men. Sensual Casserole, thanks for the 5-pack. Appreciate you greatly, man. Emperor Iron got gifted a sub by Rolf as well. Thank you. Hey Chad, I do actually appreciate this. I'm not beating around the bush or joking here. This isn't like a sarcastic thing. This is a actually big thank you, seriously. Can I enable automatic captions? I mean, it's enabled on YouTube. And I should have captions on Twitch because of a plugin that I use. So I'm not sure what you want me to do. SJ, what? In YouTube chat? I'm not sure how I can help you, to be honest. Because as far as I know, they are and always have been enabled, so... Ice Blue, thanks for... Don't get in trouble with your wife. Or partner, rather. I feel like we had a discussion about this the other day. Thanks for the additional 5-pack. If a fourth individual takes part with a resub or $1 in bits, that would be a hype train. We're very close. Captions are not available on YouTube. Well, we have them on Twitch, so I can double check, but I seem to recall enabling them on YouTube a while ago. Customization. Details. No, I'm not using that. They are enabled on YouTube, so I don't know what you want me to do here. I mean, someone should give Still a Night Tastes a subscription so they don't need to put up with ads. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you want me to do there, mate, because they literally are enabled. Like, literally looking at it. Just making sure I'm looking at the right thing within the dream settings. Turn on the closed captions. It says closed captions enabled. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'll double check though. Redirect, yeah. Closed captions ticked, untick, save. No, this stream is not made for kids. Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you this. If you want captions, come watch on Twitch. I'm not going to worry about this for the rest of the stream. I'll figure that out tomorrow. I'm not going to troubleshoot YouTube refusing to work, because YouTube is not a good platform for live streams. It never has been and never will be. Unless they actually make it a good platform for live streams, in which case, I'll be excited. It'll be a good day. If you Google Twitch Prime, there's a button to link it and unlink it if it's a problem with linking accounts, Rin of the Stars. But thank you very much for the gift subs, Twitch. I appreciate you greatly. Here, I'm a help. I disagree on Twitch slowly getting worse, but I gifted the sub to Still. Also, Amazing Crane, thanks for checking out a gift. And Trank Saren, I think is how you say that. Thanks for the Prime. If you genuinely think that Twitch is getting worse, then, well, I guess you've never really used Twitch, which is okay. All right. Vile Force of Darkness has arrived, and they're seeking a parlay. Well, that gives me 3 months. We've also got a Magma Forge that's been claimed for an artifact. Who needs metal bars? Cut gems. We should have cut gems. Plant cloth. Rock. Okay. Rough gems. All right. Who cares about archive space? Just archive on other platforms. Twitch has never been a good place for archives. It's a good place for streams. Didn't YouTube work harder to enshittify itself with AI slop the other day? You know, where constantly they're pushing AI-generated thumbnails at me and content ideas based on the last 3 videos I made. Doesn't YouTube pressure me into uploading the exact type of content they want me to upload by throwing passive-aggressive things on my dashboard stating that I didn't, in fact, perform as well as I did last month because I uploaded less videos? Well, there was less videos to upload because there was less to talk about. Did YouTube ever do anything to pay creators better? No, sorry, they take almost 70% of the ad revenue. Did YouTube ever make their chat better or their moderation tools decent? Well, at least they have moderation tools now. But no, YouTube isn't really improving. YouTube changes, it doesn't improve. Now, I can't start the carts yet because I don't have the carts ready to go just yet. But I do need to check if we have cut gems. We do have large gems. I may be using all of my gems. And they're likely all in Windows. What's the value of this? Just construct one of these. Let's just, okay. But no, YouTube folks, do me a huge favor here and don't make this into a shitting contest of which platform is better, because I'll just do us all a favor and turn the YouTube stream off if you do that. And I realize that's kind of me threatening you, but just understand, none of the content on any of my channels would exist if it wasn't for Twitch. And Twitch getting worse is a hysterical concept when you think of how horrible the alternatives are. I don't know that I've ever logged into Twitch to watch historic content. Yeah, it's super easy to export your content to YouTube, and Twitch has always incentivized that. Remember how good used to, yeah, absolutely. That's the big thing. I mean, like, I will say, like, there are some things about Twitch that aren't great, but most of the things that aren't great about Twitch are because just make Twitch clunky. Like, Twitch is an old platform in a lot of ways, and it needs modernizing, which, you know, such is the way. At least, Twitch doesn't serve you ads for horrific AI girlfriends and borderline pornographic material on the daily. We'll just switch to Daily Motion. Oh, definitely. Daily Motion will work, you know. But anyway, I'm sorry that the closed captions aren't working. I'll look into that after stream. I just don't want to sit here and fiddle with YouTube settings right now. But we will definitely take a look at that after stream's over. Or I will. We won't. All right, so that's part 2. You're going to go all the way up. You're going to go all the way down. Chat room, thanks for the little hype train. Greatly appreciate you guys. Thanks for keeping the channel funded. I should be able to do 2 minecarts here pretty easily. The reason I stream on YouTube, for anybody who is wondering, as somebody who doesn't like it as a live streaming platform, is it's an excellent way to market the proper streaming platform. And from a viewer perspective, it is a great platform to lurk on. It's a really good platform if you don't really intend on talking and just want to chill and listen. And that, I think, is what the platform is best for. Because it has a really solid player for skimming around in. I think the moderation tools on it are hilariously bad. So from like a streamer and a moderation perspective, it really sucks. However, I won't deny that it is a great platform if you're intending to just chill and, you know, Chromecast it to a TV or something. Are people who want to buy your car and you don't have one? That's fucky. So that's primarily what it's there for. I will try and solve the captions issue on the YouTube chat after my stream's over today. Sorry that that's currently an issue, because that does suck. But they are enabled, so I'm not sure what I am doing wrong. But I'm clearly doing something wrong. So that or YouTube is just shit in the bed today, which is also certainly possible. Okay, so I should be able to get all this connected pretty quick, and hopefully it doesn't overload the power demand. And I will pause the game until the ads are done here on Twitch. I am playing with DF Hack 90% of the time. But it's okay. DF Hack will update within the hour, probably. If it hasn't updated already. Yeah, no, it's grim. The state of YouTube ads. Which is why I say block them and don't brag about it, or subscribe to YouTube Premium. Since you spend so much time on the work page? Sounds like a pretty cool gig, though. Well, okay, so two things, Rin. Amazon doesn't run Twitch, Twitch runs Twitch. Twitch is owned by Amazon, but Bezos has very little to do with Amazon. The people higher up can make mandates and say, make more money, but that's about it. Twitch is self-governed largely. So Bezos ain't doing shite. Don't give him credit. It's hardworking people over at Twitch that are trying to keep Twitch decent. And for the amount of turnover they have had, it's actually kind of largely still the OG staff. You enabled ad personalization so that I won't see more AI porn ads. Yeah, I pay for YouTube Premium because it's a work expense for me, so I can justify it that way. I probably wouldn't if it wasn't a work expense, but all right, let's do this and this. And we get to test this sucker out. Although there is something I gotta do, which is jump up here, grab this, pull that lever, jump down to you. What else do you need? Okay, so you have the gems now. What else do you need? Because you got cut gems. Yarn cloth you've already got. Oh, yarn cloth. I definitely have sheep I could shear. Although I need to remember where I put my farmer's workshops. That's a kitchen. There it is. It's all right. The venue is mostly cover bands and small-time acts, and our customer base is mostly over 60. It's not as exciting as it sounds, but you can get away with a few hours of dwarfing while the phones are quiet. I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing, right? As somebody who just likes live music, it doesn't really matter what the music is or what the venue is. That's the sort of gig that I could actually see myself doing again if I had to go out and get a real job once again in my life, which could happen. You never know. Let's just make sure that this doesn't have bins assigned to it. How about you? Nope. Nope. Okay. I'm also going to melt this bin down. And melt a metal object. I'll just melt that down. Forgotten Beast is murking a crundle. What else do you need? Cut gems, yes. Yarn cloth, yep. Bones, okay. You know, I'm just gonna slaughter a ram, because that'll also get me more cloth. And also, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down to this. And go to here. Go to you and say, for the love of dwarfs, don't put my bins in here. And then the next thing I'm gonna say is, wool? Is that what I'm looking for? Nope. Body parts probably. Hair wool. That's what I want to not put in here. For sheep. Alpaca. I'm trying to think what other animals I have that I wouldn't want that going into. Llamas. You once made a one of your dragons for an artifact and it's worth it? Sure. When I say real job, I mean it kind of like in a self-deprecating humor sort of way, which would basically mean that this job fails and I have to go work for somebody else again. Is what I mean when I say real job. But what I should probably say is just go work for somebody else again. Hopefully I don't ever have to do that, because, you know, I like what I do. But I do kind of mean it as a joke. Did they ever put a door into here? No, they didn't. Okay, so now that all of these ramps are done, the other thing I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to put a wall piece right there, just so that, just on the off chance that these decide to fuck up real bad. That sort of work for you? I mean, if you want to be technical, I sort of work for, like, Amazon as an independent contractor. So I don't think I work for you, really. But you are certainly my customer, in a way, depending on how you want to think about it. I mean, that would imply, like, you know, somebody going to a restaurant, the restaurant works for that person. It's like, no, not really. I wouldn't describe it that way. That's a bit of a stretch. Let's go up here. Fill that in. Delete this. Also get rid of that. I'm also just going to dump all of the clothing that's up here. Maybe the pike too. Just want it out of here. Chad is king. I mean, if you want to crown yourself king, go nuts. I'm not going to recognize it, though. Also, it'd be really weird to have, like, a king who is also multiple people. Although I guess that would be pretty king-like, you know, a king taking credit for things they don't do. We should all crown ourselves. All right, go. Someone go to the dollar store and, like, raid the party hat section. Is anybody... Oh my god. Bone Dolphin, you're killing me, Smalls. Bone Dolphin, I hate to break it to you. I have to remove your rights to a bedroom. Because if I don't do this, you will continue spamming job cancellations for all eternity. I mean, how else are we going to affordably crown everybody here king? That's a lot of hats, right, that we need? And, currently, there's 270 people between Twitch and YouTube watching. That's 270 hats. So if I can get, like, a pack of 50, that'll do. And I don't think I could do that with actual crowns. I have no idea who or what a Direwolf 20 is. Well, I mean, I know who Direwolf 20 is, but I've never once watched Direwolf 20. So no, that was not a Direwolf 20 reference. If it's who I'm thinking of, actually. I might be thinking of Direwolf. Or Dire Dwarf, actually. Not Direwolf. One of your favorite bits of Dwarf lore comes from Terry Pratchett's Discworld. The word for Dwarven King is basically mine overseer. And if you tell that to a German, they'll be like, me? Me overseer? Management? Dolomite. Go down here. Deconstruct that. Go up to here. And go over to here. Grab you. Go up to there. No, it's not. It's a you're killing me, Smalls is a line from a TV show. So, it's a catchphrase that he's taken from TV tropes. Then, as somebody who referred to his grandmother as Oma for his entire life and learned to understand German because when she'd get mad at me, she would shout at me in German. Yes, Sandlot. I reserve the right to be a little bit mean to Germans sometimes. Yeah, I think of that as a show because there was so many of them and we owned all of them. Also, I knew half the cast of the third one. Went to school with a bunch of those kids. But yeah, no, You're Killing Me, Smalls is just it's a TV reference. Movie reference. So unfortunately, I hate to break it to you, that is not, in fact, a Sandlot reference. All right, getting that built, this built, that built. So now the last thing I gotta do is I gotta check how much power are you asking for? Oh yeah, that's plenty. So this is a very small thing, but I just made all of these back to back. And I know this isn't a DF hack thing because I don't have DF hack running right now because it wasn't up to date when I started the game. But previously, when you would make a minecart track and then add a stop and then make another minecart track and add a stop, wouldn't it like do them all out of order so you couldn't just like add multiple ones and then add the stops afterwards? Did I do this wrong? Okay, no, it still does that. Never mind. I lied. I was like, did they fix that? No, they didn't. All right. Let's grab a steel minecart, a gold minecart, and a steel minecart. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go along the top. I'm going to throw more in. And then I should be able to turn this fucking thing on. It should work. Keyword is should. Keyword is should. But we'll find out. It may not. Oh. Well, this one needs tracks going up, so this one ain't going to work. Oh, no, actually, never mind. It is going to work. Fingers crossed. It's just like referring to things as small beans. That's another reference to an unrelated thing. Referencing pop culture is a slippery slope, though, to just forgetting how your own vocabulary works. Forgotten Beast down below is just murdering all the Crundles. Okay, what else do you need? You know what? You may also just need more gems cut, so I'm just going to do this. Say cut gems. Just do that on repeat. Cut some more. And then back to bones. Do I have any in cages? Nope. I don't really want to have too many goats, so I'm just going to slaughter all the goats. That'll give you the bones that you need. Now we're just waiting on minecarts to get delivered. So when there's 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here, we're good to go. Pretty good, Zalvi. Yourself? Well, I mean, we'll still have a breeding pair, so it's not like they're going away forever. The goats, that is. Let's follow this strange mood. Yeah. Oh, hold on. That's definitely not helping. Twas definitely the gems that you needed. There's sheep's wool. Sweet. Now you're probably gonna go get bones? Seems like it. Yep. Billy goat bones. Go nuts, chat. Bet away on whether or not it works. Works furiously. We've got billy goat mangled bones, pear cut tourmalines, and sheep's wool. All right, this one I'm going to remove everybody. And this one I'm going to add everybody. And we're going to enable it. And this should allow for here and here, but nowhere else. And now we wait for the rest of these to get installed. I'm just going to set this entire area to a, maybe don't walk here, you know? It's kind of bad. Just maybe, you know, maybe don't walk here. Maybe this area danger. I don't know why. Maybe don't walk here. Especially don't walk on this side. Then I just need to wait for everybody to get the hell out of here. And then seal her off. As I seal up the top side. Rolf would like to be dwarfed. Chat, does Rolf get dwarfed? Yes or no? You may vote yes or no at your leisure. And Pascal is very correct here. The YouTube stream always needs likes. Because all hail the algorithmic overlords of mutual sanity destruction. Should only have 2 more mine carts coming. Although, what this means is that I actually completely forgot one. So you... and you... steal minecart. Und steal minecart. All right. So, Rolf, would you like a dwarf with a beard or a dwarf without a beard? And Twitch chat, what kind of dwarf does Rolf sound like to you? Meanwhile, Votok, the weaponsmith, has created Bisekutam, a silver spear, and offers it to the dead pillars. A potash maker. I mean, we could give him this dwarf who just made the artifact. Rolf is a cook. A cook. I see. You know, you guys seem to be leaning farmer. So we're between Deduk and Ulan. What do you think? Which one sounds more Rolfy? Deduk or Ulan? You're a lasher? Ah. Hello, Fox. Started playing Dwarf Fortress again, and you're struggling with designing your defensive walls. Any tips or ideas? You know, I think everybody kind of gets into their habits and they find things that they're comfortable with. I just like building, like, kind of entry trenches with battlements from Arksdwarves on either side, and then usually a central entrance with either some maniacal trap setup or method for, you know, like, dwarves to fight in the middle. If you say you're having trouble with your trap setups, as in, like, you don't survive and you keep dying, the very easy way to do it is just really long hallway with weapon traps in it. Otherwise, It's mostly what you like looking at. Let's go with Olin. Let's go with Olin. Olin's got a good hat. Rolf has a bedroom. Is a member of the sect of Amethyst, which is the less popular of the two major religions in the fort. Raincrafted is their last name, and she is completely unmoved by art or beauty. Or the beauty of nature. I'm just making sure there isn't another one of these coming, and it looks like she's going to sleep. Art or the beauty of nature. She is not careful with resources when working on projects, and she often spends unnecessary effort. She finds humor in most situations, and she has little time for forgiveness. She will generally seek retribution, and she doesn't often feel envious of others. She doesn't often feel lustful, and she tends to keep things practical without delving too deeply into the abstract. She tends to focus on material goods. She doesn't focus on material goods, and she generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity. She does not easily fall in love, and rarely develops positive sentiments, and is somewhat uncomfortable around those that appear unusual or live differently from herself. She needs alcohol to get through the working day and dreams of crafting a masterwork someday, and this dream was realized. She personally finds the notion that one would persevere through adversity completely abhorrent, and is a firm believer in the value of tradition, and sees tranquility and values tranquility and a peaceful day. She likes conglomerate and silver and citrine, as well as crystal glass and kakapo tooth. The sound of the laces of silk, when possible, prefers to consume a purring maggot. Ew, live purring maggot. Dwarven cheese and mead. I sense the maggots and pomelos, and absolutely hates worms. A cheese fan, truly. Truly. Welcome to the fort, Rolf. So we're just waiting on 2 more minecarts. So chat, press 1 if you think this is going to succeed. Press 2 if you think this is going to horribly fail. And I'm going to go refill my water, because it's very low. I'll be back in a moment. Great. Excellent. I think this is going to fail horribly now that this thing's here. Also, I've got a ghost, which I'll deal with first. What's your name? And, where is this beast? Bug. It can get to me. Okay, well... So it shouldn't be able to get into here if I lock this door. I'm just gonna go into this burrow because it's currently enabled anyway. I'm gonna remove this. And most of this. Which they will leave it to access things. I'll re-permit this, but I need the dwarves to try and get out of harm's way. if at all possible. I'm gonna go to tasks. We're gonna make sure those are paused. I'm gonna hopefully watch the dwarves run back inside. So this is a forgotten beast. It is made of crystal glass, it has wings, and it undulates rhythmically. Beware its webs. That's actually a really scary one. What's your name, beastie? Snum. Hey chat, investments are open. You're free to invest your tickets if you like. Now, it may have a way into my fort. I'm not actually sure. Glass beasts are relatively fragile, though, assuming you happen to have weapons that are strong enough that they can easily break them, which I thankfully do. The problem is, I mean, it's gonna hurt when it collides with us. Type in exclamation point tickets, screwer, and you'll see how many you have, and that'll give you an idea of what you can invest. I'm just gonna kind of hope that it's gonna be distracted by those troglodytes for a while, but if dwarves suddenly start dying, we'll have to deal with it. All right, let's let them finish this up. Although, they don't seem to be able to get to the... that'd be why. That would be why. There we go. Now stuff's getting worked on. I'm also going to go over to here and see if I have any slabs to make. Havoc. We're waiting on an ad break, so I will let the ads play most likely, and then we will start the siege when the ads are done. I'm going to keep an eye on the combat list. I'm also going to go to over here and throw down another pedestal. Actually, I need to make some. So that I can put that artifact into there. All of these are on. So we should be good to go. We should be good to go. The ads are about to run. I'll let those play out. And I will pause the game during the ads. And then we will fight this siege. And then we'll figure out what to do with the Forgotten Beast in the basement. Why do I have to forget about you fingers crossing? Private parking? Or did I miss something? The problem with that beast isn't that it's made of crystal glass, it's that it has webs, right? So it has a permanent insta-stun that is undodgeable, which allows it to get free hits, so it doesn't matter how good your armor is, it can just crush your head, basically. So I need to kill it from a distance. So ideally, it doesn't break through my door into the caves, and ideally there's nobody in the caves to die to it. but we won't really know until this siege is over. So hopefully it doesn't get into the fortress, because it'll go to whatever is the easiest, like, or the path of, it'll go to whatever the path of least resistance is to fight things. And we are turning on the minecarts, chat. Let's see if they work. Well, I forgot to hook up the last ones, but I don't know what rock you're going for, but I'm gonna forbid all of them, because otherwise you're about to turn into a pancake. Eurist. Darius. Is there a rock somewhere that I'm missing? Why don't I just forbid everything right here? Because there's no way up here now. All right, well, I'll just go to tasks then. Scroll down until I hit pedestal. Pause. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. There we go. Then I'm going to wait for you to go down here, and then I'm going to lock this goddamn door. All right, now we should be safe. Dakos has risen and is now haunting the fortress. Well, that's excellent. Let's begin the siege. I'm also going to tell my militia to go hang out right here. Should also double check and make sure that this door is locked, which it is. All right. Let's see how this sucker goes. Down at the bottom here. Oh, that's not good. Let's just get that limonite dumped out of here. Oh, hey, look, a ghost. We found a ghost. Fancy that. You've not figured out how to use them? I don't worry, neither have I. How the fuck did you get in here? I need to watch you leave so I can make a door to lock you out of here. You know what? I'm just gonna pause all jobs until unpausing jobs makes sense, which is gonna be after this fight. That'll just lessen the chance that somebody walks in here, and I'm also gonna follow you and see how the fuck you got in here. Well, okay. Ah, right. Well, that makes sense, I guess. I should have suspected this. Actually, you know what? Let's just not tempt fate. Let's just not tempt fate. And instead just go here and be like, "Hey, dum-dums. Just don't know. Just don't do the just don't do it. just don't. Just don't." Trying to keep the collateral damage to a necessary minimum here. So previously you could kill ghosts with a minecart shotgun. Like if a minecart hit a ghost, it would... Well, that's a test run and a half, I have to say. Very funny, I gotta admit. Problem is, I don't have any safe way of, like, replacing that minecart, so I'm just gonna forbid it. I was about to, like, hail that goat king of dodging. I also did not look at how big the siege is. This is not a small siege. Well, we're gonna find out exactly how effective or not effective it is now. Why are... Okay, fine. I need to change a few things about this side, I think. Let's just do this. And then make this a friggin' just don't. Okay, so it begins. Did you just turn around and run away? So you dodged a bolt and jumped out of the way of a minecart and then turned around. You're like, fuck this shit. I've asked. That's on the to-do list. I've asked about that before, but I'll ask again. Ilmirin. Okay, what are you going for? Okay, let's just... Buddy, please. Why you gotta be like that? Well, you're dead now, so it don't even matter. I really need to, like... That's the main thing I need to fix with this setup now is just access. It shouldn't be anywhere near as easy to get into these corners, but we're kind of in a hurry currently. I'm just going to go over to here and place some slabs real quick. Just to get rid of these ghosts, which are spooky, and I don't like them scaring my dwarves. Well, I guess in this case, it's just going to spook the goblins, so do your best here, goblin. Chat, can I get a Vile Force of Darkness here for good luck? Wait, what? Suddenly bleeding. Oh, you got hit. You got hit in the throat with a steel bolt. Wow. And then in the leg. Look at these Marksdwarfs doing work. Look at them go. Hot damn, dude. You gotta love it. Hey, okay, well. Just. So that's pretty good. Big fan of that. Except for the one who managed to get into here somehow. And has now changed his mind. He's like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm out, actually. And you get squished anyways, and then they slow down. All right, so it does work for a good chunk of time. And then it just kind of stops working. And I want to say these Marksdwarves were able to stop most of them except for this guy, who's seriously injured. So I'm going to tell this squad to go kill you. And I'm going to tell this squad to go station right here. And we're going to finish off these scrambled up, vomiting, injured goblins. What we need now is I need a way to automatically make it... I didn't even see that dwarf coming. Rid of the Stars is in a martial trance and is charged directly in. We need a way of automatically reloading this and adding more minecarts to it. That's what I need right now. I also need to expand the system greatly and make it harder to dodge. But I do think we're getting some progress here. I also need to surround, I think, the landing zone with... I do have an idea of how I can make this continue to function, by the way, and function better. Poor goblins? They attacked me. This is self-defense, dude. What are you talking about, poor goblins? My soldiers are fighting. English here in a martial trance. Very focused. Doesn't feel anything while in conflict. Meddub here. Also doing quite well. We got Bilog behind. And Private Parking, who's here as well. Who has killed a singular goblin. The goblins at the back are screaming in fear. We've got, I'm not sure where you're going, but you're going somewhere. I've also got this dwarf up here who's currently trying to go to combat training, but that's going to change soon, I'm sure. And we've got my Marksdwarves that are actively shooting bolts up at the enemy. Although I need to have storage for bolts down here because they've all run out of ammunition and now need to figure out where to get more. But the soldiers themselves seem to be doing a pretty fine job fending off the enemy and charging towards the remainder of said enemy. However, Belag here seems to have found a problem, which is gravity. So this is also another problem we need to work on for my defenses specifically. However, thankfully, aside from the heavy bleeding, you landed badly. This dwarf landed fine. Aside from the heavy bleeding and also Private Parking finding a bunch of spikes over here and losing a lung Rest in peace, private parking. Aside from the accidental collateral damage from the dropsy, actually, kind of a lot of collateral damage from the dropping. You landed fine. Where's Beelug at? Beelug? Beelug fine. Beelug's actually going back into combat. What a badass. Aside from the accidental gravity discovery, I would say this is going quite swimmingly. The goblins are now retreating, and I will let them retreat. They should go tell their masters the weapons that we've created. And I would say it's time to upgrade this sucker. Because now we know it functions. Which really is all we need. And we've lost 1 weaponsmith and 2 wrestlers. And have several ghosts. However, all in all, I think that was a very good success. What, the dwarves could have easily won, or the goblins could have easily won? This was maybe my favorite death, though. That goblin that just got hit by the gold minecart and just, like, vanished from existence. That was genuinely great. And also, we put that ghost to rest. We should have enough coffins without too much issue. So this here needs to be disabled. And we will start putting away all the bodies. And you right here need to be placed right there. This over here can be opened up. And I guess soon we'll need to make sure that there's no more goblins in the fort. But I do think that went very well. I do honestly think that went very well. Put bodies in the minecarts. I'm not going to do that because believe it or not, having to reload minecarts every single time, very annoying. Kind of a huge pain in the ass. So I'm going to avoid that if at all possible. Not the relaunching zone, just the pre-launch zone. Like the catch spot is where these go. Private parking has been found dead due to lack of oxygen in his lungs. Gravity was your true enemy. I mean, you did die falling down and onto the spikes. I could maybe see if I could find your combat log. Uh-oh. And Eurus Games was found dead. What? What killed you? Uh-oh. Oh, are the minecarts still running? No? How? Well, you got hit by a minecart, but I'm not even sure how you got hit by a minecart. So, how about Zalvi? You also got hit by a minecart. Once again, I don't know how you got hit by a minecart. Genuinely, I'm just impressed. Like, how? The ghost minecart? Did the ghost throw the minecart? Is that what you're suggesting? Well, I mean, minecarts do work in mysterious ways. This is a known fact. Strange. Strange. I'm going to customize some of these uniforms. and say, oh, uniforms do replace clothing. Well, that's what I wanted, actually. What about you? Uniform replaces clothing. Uniform replaces clothing. Uniform replaces clothing. Uniform replaces clothing. And let's let a bunch of these dwarves repants themselves. Is anyone restocking the carts? Oh! I need to turn them off. That'd be the problem. For some reason, I thought I already pulled that lever. You know, I do really wish it was clear when they moved. At the very least, in older versions, they were like bright, flashy, and obnoxious, but they were easy to tell when they were on. Oh, well, that's not good. That's not good. Guys, come on. Please, just... Nope. Like I said, just... Whoop. Hey, guys, how goes the dodging? And so far, so good. Nobody dead yet. Block? No, pull. Pull the lever. Get to it, Nil. Lives literally depend on it. Uh-oh. Well, I lost another one. It was one of my spear masters. That's actually really unfortunate. But good news is they should stop now. Yes, they did. Shh. That's all I have to say is shh. Shush you. Hush now. The goblins, like, didn't... No, trust me, there was more than one casualty. It was like 5, 6. So I think we had, what, 121? So, yeah. Do we have enough tombs? Not positive. I don't know how you died there, but... Looks like we're good, because clicking that button didn't assign new ones. Okay, well. Let's just leave everything canceled and suspended for a little bit while we get this area cleaned up. So we'll probably get there pretty quick if I had to bet. And I'm also going to need to deconstruct and reconstruct this because there's a goblin stuck in it. So what I think I need to do is maybe I just need to have a lever that I can pull that will put a drawbridge here and a drawbridge here to pull for when the system goes down and I send the military in. Maybe that's what we need to do. It would also give me an opportunity to use some silly colors and give this place some visual variety. Like I could do jet. Oh, no, that's not the right button. I wanted to go here, and I wanted to go here. Let's do retracting. Jet. And jet. Minecart trap is a fickle mess. No, that is very true. I mean, it doesn't take sides. It also doesn't care about you or your feelings or your family or your extended family or your will to live. It wants you dead as efficiently as possible, ideally. But all in all, I do genuinely think glorious success aside from the casualties. I hope that you guys are enjoying the reckless disregard for goblin dwarven safety. Because I find it very amusing currently, to be honest. Maybe I'm a bad person, but I don't care that much. Carts. There are no cars here. Just like real life, cars are the most dangerous things you could encounter in a lot of situations. But this being sealed up here is probably going to do us some good. I could just turn the minecarts on if you're too depressed there. Wooden ink. Although, I mean, your kindred spirit died, so I don't blame you for being all upset. I'm trying to think how I could fully separate this. I could make like a 2-level drop on either side of this. Can also put a door here, which I could lock. I can't put a door here. Could do it that way. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to deconstruct this. I'm going to deconstruct this. I'm going to deconstruct this, and I'm going to deconstruct this. I'm going to go up 1 layer. And then I'll just put a trapdoor right here. Like a hatch cover, right there. Once they dig around the edge and I have access. Private parking. Your dwarf just died. I do have one kind of soft rule here, which is if your dwarf died, please don't redeem a dwarf until the following stream. Give that dwarf some time to rest. And let other people have a chance, because you did have a dwarf previously. If you'd like, I can refund that, but I also am going to ask that you donate it to somebody else while we give your dwarf a proper memorialization. So, Elfie, if you could refund that, that'd be dope. I mean, there's an option for you, private parking. You get to pick who gets it. When am I making freeways for the dwarves to access the Autobahn? First we need to define what a dwarven Autobahn is. Fun, fun, fun on the Autobahn. Fun, fun, fun on the Autobahn. Fun indeed. Do I still have... I do. Let's put the encrusted unknown material hatch cover there. And then wait for the game to finish saving. Sage Bitey? Alrighty, Sage. Sage, what kind of dwarf do you want? Potentially dumb question. It's okay. All questions are dumb. Do your minecart tutorial videos how to do multi-level setups and impulse ramps? I do not teach how to do impulse ramps because I feel like they're cheating. What's his name? Twisted Logic has a good video on impulse ramps. As for multi-level setups, literally just don't turn on a corner. It's that simple. And usually they need to be powered to go uphill or be pushed by a dwarf. That's all you really need to know about multi-level setups. Minecarts are much more straightforward than I think people tend to overthink minecarts. Is like the biggest problem with minecarts, I find. I've got shit tons of metalworkers. So if you want to select one, you'll have a lot more options with metalworkers. I don't know about dozens. I'd have to. I mean, I could tell you how many I have actually. Where's that metalsmiths? This thing. The Great Anvil. There are 58 weaponsmiths in the fortress. So yes, dozens. Dozens do be accurate. Sage Bitey, it has been a hot minute since I've read Dwarf for you. Excuse me. You have several friends in the fortress, which is quite good. He never fails to seek out the most stressful and even dangerous situations after seeing a dwarf die, or after seeing a dwarf's dead body. He's always tense and jittery, and is very stubborn. He has an overinflated sense of self-worth, and he is very trusting. He is quite polite, and doesn't mind a little tumult and discord in day-to-day living. He prefers to present himself modestly, doesn't cling tightly to ideas, is open to changing his mind, and needs alcohol to get through the working day. He doesn't really care about anything anymore. Dreams of mastering a skill and personally sees introspection as important, and doesn't really value merrymaking. And likes lemonite and aluminum, as well as blue diamond, candlenut wood, loon leather, and barn owl bone. The color, dark tan, and dragonfly men for their faceted eyes. And when possible, prefers to consume. Faceted eyes sounds like to me, that just sounds like the sort of thing they would say repeatedly in a Rage Against the Machine song. Faceted eyes. Faceted eyes! Anyway, when possible, prefers to consume cave spider, live ones, and because that's what that means, it means live when they're talking about vermin. Chicory and parsnip wine, and absolutely hates worms, but eats spiders, you know. Has a medium-length beard that's neatly combed, and his wife is dead, rest in peace. He worships the god of death, and is a member of the Order of Dust, and of course, the weaponsmiths and metalsmiths guilds, respectively. Welcome to the fortress, fellow spider consumer. I'm an unwilling spider consumer. I wish this dwarf would put their clothes away. It's bothering me. So right next to the Fiery Missiles button, I'm gonna go up to here. And I'm going to make another lever. We call him the lizard. Why do we call him the lizard? There goes the stressed out shinobi. Out here listening to poetry. I really need to make a library. Oh, what? Thief! Careful, they'll run off with our parsnips. They didn't get anything of value, it's fine. Did you? Nope. Brolder, you're doing a real bad job here. There's like plenty of valuable goblin items like right there. Just grab them. They're right there. Or don't. Fine. Live your life, I guess. So, there's still that web-spitting forgotten beast. Also, apparently I caught a giant rat and a camel. I'm gonna train those. So this is Web Spitter. McBeastie. I'm going to build a method of catching it, because I have a pretty easy spot for it. Actually, let's do it right here. Now, I am going to use doors, but I'm going to combine those doors with drawbridges. We're also about to get hit by ads again, and I will pause the game when the ads come in, and not unpause them until the ads are done. Your pet lizards like the cats better than you? Like they like the cat, like... So wait, they're trying to cuddle with your cats is what you're saying? What kind of lizards are they? They don't need the goblinite, they get it from the goblins, this is true. Oh, well, this is for... That's a really good question. I'm actually not positive. I don't remember what year we founded it in. Sometimes I write that down, sometimes I don't. Let me see if I can look it up. Give me a second. I just need to go open up the first VOD. This fort started in year You're 355, so it is what? 10 years old? 10 years old. I mean, we have a count, so we're certainly making progress at a pretty decent clip. They play with the cats through the glass, and 2 snakes do the same thing. Oh. I don't know if that means that they like them more than you. They're more just curious because it's something different. That's what I would think. I think there's 2 different things there. But I don't know. Maybe they're like, will you feed me? Will you feed me? I hope you'll feed me. Please feed me. Did you bring the food? As the time goes on, the geckos are more and more interested. Maybe they're... I was gonna reference maybe their tails are getting itchy and they want something to rip their tails off. But also at the same time, I realize I don't actually know what type of geckos they are, and they might not be that kind of gecko. So it's a scary thing. It can't hurt me. Wait, how do they know it? I have a question. Are these lizards smart enough to be like, well, it's a scary thing and it can't hurt me? Or are they going, what the heck is that? Because like I've seen like hummingbirds as an example just straight up attack cats. And I don't think that's because they're not scared of it. I think it's because they're genuinely too dumb to think it's a threat. And I suspect that these geckos are more on the too dumb to realize it's a threat. But is that experiencing a scary thing, or is that just genuine curiosity for a thing they haven't seen before? Like, how do they know to be scared of it? I'm being too philosophical here, I think. Rabbits don't know? Yeah, that's why they die to eagles. If they just watched The Big Lebowski, then they'd know to run away from eagles. So I am going to use 2 doors, even though it can probably break them down, because the doors will be an easy method of trapping it. And then I will use... Actually, I'll put this a few further down, because this will be easier for my purposes. And then I will go drawbridge. I'll just use porcelain, because it's close. And then drawbridge. And then this lever is going to be connected to those 2 drawbridges. Then I will dig through the end here. Assuming the dwarves actually want to. And you right here, we've also got another artifact beginning. We're going to get that. And you're going to go get this. Cats are dumb too, they freak out. My cat growing up was fucking terrified of our pet turtle. He would like stalk her, and then she would move, and he would just like flip something vicious. He'd like do a backflip and run away screaming. And then he'd get like right up to like booping distance, and then she'd shoot into her shell, and then he'd do another backflip with equal fear. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna coax this thing in here using some livestock. Actually, no, let's not use livestock. I'm just gonna put a rope in here. And I'm gonna put a troglodyte in here. Because I have a troglodyte I gotta get rid of anyway. Why is this? For a second there it looked like that was drying up. I was like, why is that drying up? Better question is, why is there so many roosters in my water supply? Why is there so many roosters in my water supply? God damn it. All right, well, I should probably let you out. Some people are worried about chemicals in the water supply. I'm worried about the chickens in my water supply. Now they're no longer in my water supply, which I'm sure is good for somebody. And also we can get rid of all the dead animals. I was wondering why there was a missing guinea pig. Oh boy. They have an instinctive well of raw, unbridled rage because they can remember when they were once dinosaurs. I would agree with that, but I don't think it's got anything to do with dinosaurs. Another artifact has begun construction, and the humans over here are beginning to trade with us with wagons, which is lovely. All right, I should probably move the trade depot out of here soon. Oh shit! Forgot I was making wax crafts, but I can sell them. Tons of various wax crafts, in fact. What's up, man-eating tapir? It's been like a week. How's things? I got railguns. Also, there was a patch today. Exclamation point patch if you haven't read the patch notes, by the way. It should also be in the description of the YouTube stream for those of you watching over there. I'll just sell all these. It's 260 items. Also need to open this up. All right, let's fly down to the basement again. Okay, so are you all hooked up? Looks like it. So now may actually not be a terrible time to do this. Oh! Fancy spear. Erish Asamolval has created Zanor Dostob, a gold spear, and offers it to the dead pillars. Is your dwarf still alive? There's been like 4 bit of a massacres. There's been about 4 things that I would describe as a bit of a massacre, and about 3 of them were my fault. Well, 2 of them were my fault. One of them was due to sheer neglect. The other one wasn't my fault. We also have a platinum spear. Aldari. Let's go read this description. This is a gold spear. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of cushioned quartzite cabochons and round cassiterite cabochons. The subject menaces with spikes of gold. And cassiterite on the item is an image of a radiant cut gem. In clear zircon, on the item is an image of Errol Razor Stance, the dwarf. In clear tourmaline, on the item is an image of thigh-cut hatchet bows, the dwarf. In clear zircon, on the item is an image of Eider Seertoes, the human, and Troll. The troll is striking down the human. The artwork relates to the killing of the human, doomed one, Eider Seertoes, by the troll in Minedarch. Wait, what? Oh, in 207. So this was during the attack of Ringing, which was a long time ago, way before I reclaimed this fortress. I need to place 2 artifacts in here now. Seer toes, yes. And then I need to connect those 2 bridges to this sucker. And I need to go back down to here because I need to catch this right when they dig through it. Although maybe what I'll do is I'll just set this to a blueprint for right now, so that the dwarves can finish trading. Do I have mead right now? I don't. You know, I don't know what honeybee wax cake is used for. I'm presuming that's just for making crafts, right? That's what that item is called. That's what I'm presuming. That's the thing that you make into wax crafts. Did your dwarf die? Yes. Man-eating tapir. Yes. Almost every one of the initially named dwarves in this fort have died. So 3 was my fault? Shush you! They were entertaining, okay? And I'm not counting the 5 dwarves that died due to me straight up just, like, not turning a thing back off. There's a very upset chicken there. That's kind of funny. I mean, I can double check, but I'm like 99% that you were one of the early deaths. Yeah. Oop. Yeah, man-eating tapir. You were one of the early deaths. Although, unfortunately, while your dreams of ruling the world may have been dashed, Worth Butts is now the Count of Minedarch. Or of Minedarch. You're guessing they like spears in this fort? That, and I've kind of designed this fort as a weaponsmith's fort. So the first guild hall that I started, I actually made public, and it is because of that, like almost half, if not more than half of the population is a weaponsmith. So for the majority of dwarves, they will just make weapons as their primary form of artifact. That happens when you specialize a fort like that. You just start off with a guild of such things. I think I'm going to grab those backpacks. The dwarf, upset dwarf, all my friends are dead. You know, it's kind of funny that you say that, because it's kind of true, actually, Alfie. Most of the dwarves that are really pissed off here are pissed off because every single one of their friends died in some awful fashion, and most of them had to witness their friends decay. So it's like, my friend died, and you forgot to memorialize him too many died. I didn't even see what that was. Too many of them died all at once, and you didn't memorialize them in time, and now I'm sad because I'll never see them again, and also I had to see their dead body 15 times because you left the teeth in the stairwell. It's got nothing to do with my own carelessness, okay? It's got everything to do with my inability to... Uh-oh. Fuck. Well, Kavish has come, a hairy earthworm. It has thin wings of stretched skin and a bloated body. Its pink hair is very curly. Beware its fire. Well, while we're trading, we'll see if this will kill the other beast that's a problem. Or if the other beast that's a problem will kill this one. Monster fight. You have webs. Web it. Oh, well, they're fighting now. What made it bleed? Okay, so he bit him in the front half of his body. So you're enraged and not burning because you're not... Actually, I don't think this guy is burnable because he is made of crystal glass, which is fire resistant. What about you, though? You're bleeding heavily. And you're the Bernie one. Okay, well, the crystal one killed the Bernie one. This is the one with the webs. So now all that's burning. I can jump up here. And we're just waiting for the dwarves to finish trading. Won't it just burn the webs? Well, yes and no. It takes a little while for them to burn. It's not like a spontaneous thing like, in a Bethesda RPG where it says, boop, gone. It's not quite it's not a 1 second fix-all fix, basically. It takes a little bit for them to burn up. Rip Fuzzy Worm, yeah. Good kaiju battle music, too. Too bad it wasn't even close. I don't know. I think it was relatively close. The problem is one of them couldn't breathe or could just resist the fire. I think that if it, I think if they were made out of more comparable materials, it would have been a close fight. But, you know, Forgotten Beast battles are kind of like that sometimes. Let's go down to the bottom, scroll up to backpacks. Easy peasy. Grabbeth the booketh as welleth. And let's do meats, fish, veggies, fruits, artichoke hearts, whatever those are. I didn't look. Buying alcohol and random milk barrels. Now we've just got a few more items to bring over. Which actually, I may just call it at that. Okay, let's go back underground. Although I'm kind of happy that the fire-breathing Forgotten Beast lost, because this one's going to be much more fun / easier to deal with. Just going to butcher both of those. So I should be looking for this job. Is nobody chaining the Troggles? Maybe there's too many jobs. Push? Push vehicle? What are you trying to push? Sir. Okay, good. Well, good to know. I forgot to delete some of these. This is why you gotta remove these, so you don't have random dwarves running in randomly trying to push them for no reason. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a different lever, probably, setup. That'll allow me to dump minecarts in from up here, and then also add in more after the fact. Because depending on how I set this thing up, I could actually make this very, very, very safe. Let's disable this. The burrow's currently off. We now need to go finish this up and let that Forgotten Beast in. What? I thought I'd channeled. I guess I didn't. I mean, the teeth in the stairwell are just part of the fortress aesthetics, you know? Like, we paid a design engineer a whole lot of money to give us this fortress aesthetic. And, you know, honestly, if the dwarves don't like it, they just don't appreciate art, okay? Just because, like, we've got the grim, dark body horror designer to set up our fortress doesn't mean that we're doing anything wrong. Least of all me. All right, let's go down to the caverns and see what we can do. They also don't seem super interested in connecting this troglodyte to here, so I don't know. Let's bring a duck. If they don't like it, they can move out. Exactly! Glad we're on the same page with this. They really don't want to put those animals there, do they? Good news is I got some things laid to rest. Oh, also, I should probably mention, I won't be streaming this Friday because two reasons mainly. One, I really want to just get to work on editing the next project and getting it up and running so I can get that out sooner than later. And two, I have an appointment at noon that I forgot about. So we will not be streaming on Friday this week. Okay, you're going to turn the fuck around. Oops, wrong thing. Okay, so you're just over here, hanging out by that door. Probably gonna try and knock it down soon. So now I'm literally just waiting on a duck. Anybody want to put the duck there? Ah, there we go. Darius is gonna go chain up the duck. This is gonna be my sacrificial duck, so feel free to preemptively press F to pay respects for the duck if you will be sad for the duck. Personally, I won't be sad for the duck, so sorry, duck. Because unfortunately, in order for this plan to work, the duck has to die. And hopefully the Forgotten Beast has some permanent vengeance against ducks. Come on, Beast McGee. There we go. So now there's no longer a duck here with us. Just kind of hoping the drawbridges will close and I don't need to... There we go. I didn't even need to have the doors. Well, I probably needed the one, but... So now that that's done, I can go around here and open this up. And I can go back to here, and I can wall this in. Now we're going to set this up as a web spinning farm, because why the hell not? And I've got plenty of space for it, so might as well do it. Some migrants have arrived despite the danger. Word! I certainly wouldn't want to live here. I'm actually not using it right now because it wasn't up to date when I launched the game this morning. It may have updated since, I don't really need it that much. Looks like it has updated. It updated 25 minutes ago, actually. So if you care that much, if it'll ruin your life if I'm not using DF Hack and playing the game the exact same way you do, I could restart the game right now, but I really don't need it. You're just using it? Or you're just asking? No, it's fair. Everybody just asks. But if I were to have like a frequently asked questions, that would be number one with 1 trillion bullet points. It is far and away the most asked question in this channel by a metric fuckload. But it's fair. These days, less so. Finally, people have started to just, like... I think, like, the RimWorld community has given up on this game, so they've stopped asking me about it. Which is kind of sad for its own reasons, but... Also, generally, when it comes to these lists, like, the idea is to not make me re-answer it all the time, so... I'm not, like, fishing for that conversation to happen, I'll put it that way. You know what's funny about this, chat? I'm not even remotely prepared for it. That's what's funny about this. The dragon Zengu Ol One Slulu Zosna has come, a gigantic reptilian creature. It is magical and can breathe fire. These monsters can live for thousands of years. Did anybody else just suddenly get King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard lyrics stuck in their head, or is that just me? Right, well... No, that would be if a giant rattlesnake arrived. This is a dragon. You heard dragon first? All right. We will ride with fires burning hot towards the night sky. Anyway, so I'm stalling for time. I'm trying to like think through plans in my head. I do have that side door. Okay, so I guess the question is, do we try and fight it? Which I can. We could try and fight it, or do I catch it? That's the question. I need to try, actually, now that you mention it, Krampus, I should try and trade for meals. The thing is, no, I mean, catching is easy. I'm aware of this. I think I could probably fight it, though. Humans, you're not wrong, actually. Yeah, the humans are out there. Well, let's see where it is, first and foremost. Actually, no, the humans are not out there. They've just left. It's got 24 notable kills, including a necromancer. It's got 27 other kills. I might have soldiers with more kills than this thing. Oh, it's only 150 years old. It's not that old. It's pretty young. Oh, true, totally, but it depends on if we want the excitement from it or not, right? Oh, by the way, Bone Dolphin, your dwarf's still alive, you just have no functional limbs. Also, hi, Krampus. It's good to see you. So what I could do is I could slam this bridge shut. Which it might still go burn down. And then right here is a cage trap, which it'll probably get caught in right in front of a weapon trap. So assuming it doesn't breathe fire, that should be safe. But I'm gonna have to pause the game because an ad's about to play, so let's just let that run through. If a dragon ever shows up for you, you're going to assume the fort is dead. You don't know how to handle them. Well, they're cage trappable. I can't wait until I change that, though. Why is your hallway half full of mud? Because I flooded it once. I mean, it's not flooded anymore. I did the classic, like, dig into a river, and then it thawed. Although, I dug into a river in midwinter and figured I had more time, and then it apparently thaws in late winter. So, then I had to unflood my fort, which I did a pretty good job of, and we were pretty efficient about it, honestly. I was quite happy with that. Yeah, although that's like one of the noted changes for the Siege update in the like last big patch notes, Big Bang, is Mega Beasts are still going to be cage trappable, but it's going to be harder to do. So whatever that means. Doesn't mention the deaths. It's fine. We dealt with them. If anything, that trauma cheered the dwarves up because they also all got misted for a good 6 weeks while I was running up and down my central stairwell. So if anything, the flooding was a positive in the long run. You know what's funny? I was looking at my stats the other night, Bone Dolphin. About 0.2% of my audience uses mobile devices. on Twitch. Which I think is very funny. It's like, it is such a low percentage. Yet I feel like the way people talk about it, the only time I ever see people complaining about Twitch is about the mobile app. So it's like, do people just complain about it, realize they don't like the mobile app, and then stop watching? Or complain about it, realize they don't like the mobile app, and then just open the computer app? Like, is that how this works? Not everything is catchable in a cage trap. Giants are cage trappable, Ettins are cage trappable, Giants are cage trappable, Mega Beasts are. Forgotten Beasts are not. Demons are not. I don't think Nightmares are. Run away, Dwarf! Whew. Well, there goes the trap, speaking of. So I no longer have a trap that can lock it, and I think this dwarf is about to, about to die. I wonder if these unknown material doors that are here from World Gen happen to be unburnable. These mysterious doorways may have just saved the fort. Speaking of saving the fort, now I need to save it myself. That is closed, so it's got no reason to path in here. So all the doors are locked now. Where is it going, though? It's going to kill everything on the surface is probably what's going to happen. Dragonfire is pretty cool. I mean, we could let it hang out outside until the dwarves arrive. That could cause some fun drama. I mean, that's happening in like a month. Oh, I can easily catch it. Catching it isn't a concern. I'm just trying to think about how to do this in a fun fashion. Like, whenever it's dragons, it's always a lot of people always just like to remind Strimmer that, oh, you know, it's easy to catch it. It's like, no. I get that it's easy to catch it, but that's kind of not the point here. I'm just trying to figure out how to do this in a method that is fun and interesting. Like this. Man, I'll tell you right now, I'm very, very, very tempted and kind of sad and wishing a little bit that I had, what's it called? I kind of wish that I had a bunch of forgotten beasts in the caverns because I could let it into the caverns to go fight them. You have a Trap Avoid Dragon mod? That's probably a pretty easy Raws edit, yeah? I mean, I could probably still catch it between drawbridges. I kind of want to see if I can catch it danger-like. You know what I mean? Like, let's see if I can catch it without using cage traps, and if I can do that, then we'll catch it with cage traps. I want to feel like I've earned it. My tips for success. Disable the cavern invaders. That's my tip. I mean, I have them basically disabled because they are infinite and the default settings are ludicrous. At least until they, like, balance them a bit. Oh, I said boost him. That's about it. I mean, maybe set up some weapon traps by your front door and have a way to seal the place off without using a doorway. So have like a easily accessible method of locking it, basically. In a central location that won't get toppled. Like in somebody's office or something, is what I would say. I personally, at least on my computer, assuming Cavern Invaders are not enabled, I've never, or not in a very long time, have I had any issues with FPS to do with Caverns, but I also have a pretty powerful computer, so. By uninstalling Dwarf Fortress and playing a different video game, Temp, it's literally not possible in the game's code without modding it. Yep, Darius Cardrin has been missing for a week. Same with Adil, the Dwarven child. Presumably died outside. Let's just check the dragon. We can confirm this even. Well, that's interesting. He doesn't have credit for it, so that was in fact a YouTube question, yes. Someone asked, how do they force cannibalism under very harsh conditions? It's like, literally, you can't. Do I have a link to my PC specs? On Twitch, I do. Squint, maybe you can read it. The reason I have them written down is because I never remember what it is. Some random gigabyte MOBO, motherboard, 32 gigabytes of RAM, EVGA 3070, 18 terabytes of hard disk space, too many terabytes of NVMe drives, and a Ryzen 7 7800 X3D. No, it's the RimWorld community infecting the Dwarf Fortress community is what it is. I don't discredit the Dwarf Fortress community with such slander. Actually, I think that's just video game players in general. What graphics card? EVGA 3070. Super clocked. Why does it matter for Dwarffoot, though? It's only running these pixels. It's running at, like, minimum power at all times. I use the graphics card for rendering, actually. Well, it kind of does, Krampus. Since the SDL2 stuff came in, ever since STL2 became a going concern for Dwarfort, the graphics are run on the graphics card instead of the CPU, which is why the game ran so terribly when it launched on Steam. Yeah, but thankfully most of them got ejected into the frickin' ether over the years. Man-eating tapir. And the kind of cruddy thing about the Dwarfort community, though, is, well, not cruddy thing. The good thing about the Dwarf Fortress community is they've always been pretty good about, like, finding crappy people like that and weeding them out a little bit within reason. Whereas, they've just kind of, like, collected in other places. For years, there was always this problem of, like, well, there's the Dwarf Fortress unofficial Discord, and then there's the one we don't talk about. Was always kind of the shtick, because there was always this other Discord that was made by everybody who got banned from the unofficial Discord. Which was basically just like 4chan style shitposting all the time. But how many likes, though, Stormwald? Only 59 likes? Psh. Gotta increase that number. Appreciate you, though. Thanks for tuning in, YouTube chat. Okay, let's see if I can memorialize all these dwarves now. Darius Cardrin. And IADIL. And you. Then let's go up to here. Wait for this one to get done. Hey, YouTube folks. I need you guys to do me a favor. Is the stream cutting in and out for any of you? Because we got one report that it is. It looks stable on my end. But sometimes it's just nice to know for certain. Good to know. All right, so then it is just you, Jim. We figured out the answer to that question. You know, honestly, I genuinely feel that the Dwarf Fortress community is one of the better communities. I think that for like colony simulators, I think that any game that acts as a sandbox that lets you do, within reason or within the game's limitations, anything, is just going to inherently attract some crappy people, which is unfortunate. But I do feel that that is kind of the reality. Primarily because it's a game that lets you do anything. So people go anything. And the natural response from humans is to be like, well, let's test this. Let's test the limitations of this. And while personally, I'm not that kind of person, there's a lot of people that are. And so because of that, if a community manages to be mostly tolerable while it's playing a game like this, I think that's a admirable thing. And I would describe even the RimWorld community as mostly tolerable. I wouldn't say I've actually played a game like this that was insufferable to interact with the community for. I've certainly had ones that it's more of a challenge, but... You've not once butchered a dog or cat? You must have modded them out of your game then. That's not even humanly possible. I mean, dwarvenly possible, rather. That's insane, actually. How about horses, though? How many horses have you butchered? And pigs? You train them into war dogs and train them? Huh. That's admirable. I respect it. You are a kinder dwarf than I. I should train more war dogs, though. They are quite useful. Okay, so you're connected. You're connected. All right. Shall we begin? Yeah, no, they are pretty... I like using war bears. The only war animals I don't like using, actually, is anything that requires grazing. Just because the micromanagement of assigning and unassigning them to pastures is really annoying. You had one refresh thing earlier, but it's good now. I'm sorry, I'm talking to the YouTube chat a lot right now. But one thing that I noticed about YouTube currently, at least on my end, I thought this was a Firefox thing, but apparently it happens on Chrome too. YouTube just crashes randomly, and like the whole site stops functioning. Not so much while watching videos, but while watching live streams for sure. It's definitely a thing that just happens sometimes with no real reason or logic behind it. I don't know why this is, but it does happen. And I know it stutters a little bit beforehand. The problem is it's like not even remotely obvious when it happens. Turn around, leave, dwarf. I don't know where you're trying to go, but you're about to die there if you don't run away. Run? Okay, don't. Okay, so the gate is now shut. So the dragon is currently locked in. The dragon is currently locked in. Then, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to place a cage trap out here. And I'm going to open this up. It could get out. All it needs to do is breathe fire at this drawbridge. It is to be with family, but they have no family relations. So, just like humans in real life, dwarves are imperfect creatures. And it's impossible to satisfy every single need of every dwarf. I would almost like argue that that's a design intention of Dwarf Fortress. What this means for you is no, you're not fucked. But you do have to grossly overcompensate for that dwarf with whatever they may need. What I would do is put that dwarf into a very social situation where they have to interact with other people in order to make some friends. And hopefully be able to find a spouse one day. So lower down their task numbers. Make them into a tavern keeper is something you could do. Burrow them in an area where they spend a lot of time in the tavern. Just allow them to socialize and help them make friends. I think I mentioned the idea of a post office to Tarn. I know that's a suggestion that comes up. I don't know if Tarn's mentioned it. I don't know where he's mentioned it, but I know he likes that idea. But I definitely talked to him about that once. But that's also presuming that they have a family outside of the fortress, right? Like some of them have known relatives, but no actual family still. Oh, the game wasn't paused. I'm sitting here going like, why is it taking so long? You know, I'm kind of tempted to just entomb it by blocking this off and then blocking this off, but that would be a bit ridiculous. Also, it would ruin my nice blocked entryway. Oopsies. Why nobody load cage trap? I must just, like, be out of cages. That must be all it is. Lanix. Lanix. Would like a new dwarf. I mean, your previous dwarf did die very dramatically and is a lauded hero. Bearded dwarf, you say. Just so that I can tell you apart, we're going to go with Xinal. Xanal. Presents himself modestly and frowns on any flashy accoutrements, can handle stress and tends to be a little tight with resources when working on projects. He enjoys the company of others and generally is quite confident in his abilities when undertaking specific ventures. He likes to brawl and he prefers that everyone live as harmonious as possible. And he is stubborn and he sometimes can act without deliberation. When he's thinking, his body becomes very steel and he needs alcohol to get through working days. And doesn't care much, really, about anything ever anymore, ever. Really. Yeah, that makes sense, Pascal. I mean, it's the crashing thing is something that's been reported on a lot of different web browsers. But Asori's been missing for a week. Personally understands the law and finds eloquence and artful speech off-putting, and dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. And likes Kesserite, as well as fine pewter and moss opal and gauntlets and quivers and dogs for their loyalty, and when possible prefers to consume wild carrot plants, apricot, and wine and bitter vetch seed. I don't know why the vetch is so bitter. Maybe someone should try and be nice to it for once. And absolutely hates brown recluse spiders. You know, me too. I can relate with you on that. Has no family in the fortress, and their best friend is dead, but they do have another friend named Sharast, and they're a member of a religion called the Order of Dust, which worships the god of death, and you're enraptured after performing the rites of the Order of Dust. Speaking of the Order of Dust and the rites of them, so YouTube chat, we need more likes on the YouTube stream, as per usual. However, I'm going to ask you guys for a favor. The first person to put 3 thumbs up emojis in a row into the YouTube chat gets a dwarf named after them. There we go. As a reminder to leave a like on the YouTube stream. I don't give anybody who asks a dwarf, Crub the Grub. You got to complete these minigames. Hannelore, Tanasi, what kind of dwarf would you like? I mean, someone could nominate you, Krampus. And the dwarves have arrived to trade. Beardless dwarf. Happiest beardless dwarf itty. I'm just going to go with the first name, unless you prefer the second half, or the whole thing. She is not the type to fall in love or even develop positive feelings. She generally is unhindered by the thoughts of others concerning her actions, and she is prone to hatreds and often develops negative feelings. She tends to be swayed by the emotions of others, and she does not often feel lustful. She doesn't seek out excitement, and she does not have a great aesthetic sensitivity. She is conflicted by this, as she values artwork and its creation. She doesn't tend to hold on to grievances, and she doesn't focus on material goods. And she works to square natural tendency with her respect to martial prowess. There's a pig in my living room. She dreams of raising a family, and personally is appalled by merrymaking and parties and other such worthless activities, and thinks the entire concept of sacrifice for others is truly disgusting. Considers craft worship to be relatively worthless and finds eloquence and artful speech off-putting, and doesn't particularly value loyalty. She likes lead, granite, and plume agate, as well as armadillo shell in the color ochre, and high boots, hatch covers, and the sound of the euphoric butterfly, and the sight of the silkiness of festivals, and when possible, prefers to consume leopard geckos, giant leopard geckos, specifically, herring, and persimmon wine. I guess, like, you could just, like, repeatedly rip off their tails, right? Leopard gecko tails all day for lunchies. And, also worships the god of death. He's very popular around these parts, turns out. And that wall's done there. This is done here, so I'm going to pull this lever. Doesn't matter who does it, as long as someone does it. Now we see what happens. Hopefully nobody runs right in front of it right when the door opens. That would be very unfortunate. Got him. Dragon cappered successfully. Capatured, we'll go with. Oops. So now, we have a pet, rather young, admittedly, Durgadin. And I don't know where to put it, so we'll have to figure that out. I'm thinking, what about, like, down here somewhere? We'll build it to an arena-looking thing. Maybe not there. Let's go up to here. No, this is a very dangerous wild animal that I will not be able to fully tame. So making it the centerpiece of a temple or a tavern is the equivalent of saying, hey, do you want to put a really dangerous, unpredictable dog in the middle of a place where children play? I mean, I could, and that would honestly echo a lot of my careless intentions in a lot of this fortress. However, I'd like it to not randomly get executed by my military, because it decided to lose its training for 90 seconds and set half the tavern on fire. I would much prefer to have a useful creature that can be used to the best of its abilities and kept as something of use to me, instead of just something that occasionally just goes and turns everybody into melted splat. Hopefully that makes sense. Sound effects included, obviously. Orc with bow. How was Orc with bowing? What did you do? I mean, sorry, I did not mean to associate with airplanes that always crash. Orc with bow. How did the Orcith of the bow do today? Why, indeed. Mistavoy, hello. Chat, can I get a round of beers for the Raiders? And Mods, can I get a shout out for the Raiders? If possible, please. Ugh. You know, I'm just gonna screenshot this. Just be like, Tarn, fix this, please. Because Monster Silk not being able to be sold is annoying. Yeah, sure, we'll sell those large gems. Why not? Not currently using them for anything. Must sell the pants as well. You just imagine the beast turning into Nixon's head from Futurama? Sometimes I feel like I should rewatch Futurama, and then I look at how long it is, and I go, the good seasons are long. There's a lot of that thing. I'm supposedly dwarfing Krampus, or rather, there's a vote going on to dwarf Krampus. So, chat, if you guys are in favor of dwarfing Krampus, courtesy of Lanix's public voting here, then say yes or no. If you're not in favor, say no, obviously. If you're in favor, say yes. And Krampus, yes, you can vote for yourself. Where ape murdered my fort? Wow, I don't think I've ever seen that sprite before. Good picking with your miner, though. I'm doing all right, Knock. You and Ares are military fight goblins in the center or any of your tavern or the. That would scare the crowd. Dwarves do not like seeing combat. Well, some do, but that's definitely the minority. You generally want to try and keep your dwarves from seeing combat. So chat, we're in an ad break at the moment. I'll get Krampus's dwarf named in a sec. Krampus, let me know what kind of dwarf you would like if you're not in the ad break. And I'm gonna go grab my sandwich because I'm hungry. I forgot to eat yesterday, so I shouldn't forget to eat today. Also, I think I figured out what I'm going to use that dragon for. I think I know what I'm going to use that dragon for. I'm going to make a thing so that the goblins that make it past the minecarts have to walk past the dragon. I think that's what we'll do. So they walk past the minecarts and then get turned into vapor. I'll say. I think that's what we'll do. So Krampus, do you want a dwarf with a beard or a dwarf without a beard? In Twitch chat, what kind of dwarf do you think Krampus is? A farmer bled to death and 2 more starved to death? Oh no! I feel like those deaths weren't related. I will say, there is religious persecution in Dwarf Fortress Temp in YouTube chat. However, it's only accessed and seen in Legends mode currently. I haven't had to sell a single meal in maybe years. I just sell used clothing. If you look at the patch notes from this morning, they nerfed meals again. This is like the 3rd time in my memory that they've nerfed them. Robert. Well, it just means you have to make the containers more valuable then. In my opinion, them nerfing food again is a good thing. Excuse me. The sandwich that I just ate was chicken, cheese, lettuce, tomato, mustard. Spicy mustard, specifically. So weaponsmith with a beard. For the old Krampus. Now, is Krampus happy or mad? Because if we want a mad Krampus or a grumpy Krampus, we could do like a this Krampus. But there's also like Red Fogel's really happy. We could also do like a Bim, who's kind of a happy Krampus. No chips? Well, if you mean like fried potato or that, no, I'm good. I'm very much a light eater. I don't really. If you're talking about like crisps, I don't know where you're from. If you mean French fries, fuck no, I never eat those at home. And if you mean like crisps, I never buy those or have those in the house. Grumpus the Krampus? Krampus, got it. Actually, no, this looks like it. This dwarf just looks like Krampus. Krampus is Haulingus the Limus Stonus, and somewhat scatterbrained and very quick to anger after seeing a goblin's dead body. Does not generally seek retribution from past wrongs and tends to avoid crowds. Is grateful when others help him out, and tries to return favors. He has little interest in joking around, and he likes to take it easy. He tends to avoid any physical confrontations, and he works to square this natural tendency with his respect of martial prowess. And he has a greedy streak, and he has a tendency to go it alone without considering advice from anyone, generally. others specifically. Takes a deep breath whenever he's surprised and chews his lips when he gets excited and he needs alcohol to get through the working day. Dreams of mastering skills and personally finds the notion that one would persevere through adversity completely abhorrent. Views loyalty unfavorably and values tranquility and a peaceful day and doesn't particularly care about craftsdwarfship. And he doesn't think one way or another about leisure time. And he dreams of mastering a skill. He likes saltpeter, silver, and cinnamon glossier, as well as billu bone, monkey, and cabochons, battle axes, and backpacks. Bracelets, and the words of the fortuitous pregnancy, and when possible prefers to consume brook lamprey and purple amaranth beer, and maize flour, and can't stand spoders. A light eater? He's a plant. Is there a joke in this? I don't get. Oh, you mean the interview being posted up there, Stone? I mean, who, rather. Sorry. Photosynthesis. Oh, a light eater. Right. Yep, did not register that pun. I also have a dwarf throwing a tantrum. I really should reset up my Captain of the Guard. I had one, and then they died, so... You know, Danny, you get to be the captain. Danny's a pretty good dwarf. Danny was just very upset, and I kind of heralded them as a hero. The problem is, if they decide to beat anybody, that person's probably, their head's just going to explode. Because this dwarf is a legendary fighter, so, like, don't piss off the captain, because the captain is unfazed by the thoughts of others, rarely develops negative feelings towards things, and is always tense and jittery, and will literally explode your face if you upset her. Considering her youngest daughter is dead, and she's seen more dead bodies than basically anybody else in the fortress, probably, including killing forgotten beasts and killed elephants. I personally think that this will be a good fit for captain, which means I gotta go here. Give you this. Go here. Give you that. You just need a dining room. I'm gonna swap this out for somebody else. Oh, she's definitely a G. I don't think I memorialized a sorry. Let me just check. No slabs engraved. I did. And then we're gonna see people reporting crimes, probably. Just gonna set everything here to be melted down. Go to here and just say, melt a metal object. If number of designated items is greater than 10, check daily. Sure, why not? One thing I'll say about me being mentioned on Bay 12, unless somebody else got mentioned and I haven't looked, is one of my goals with this round was just to not get any complaints about me only distributing the audio on Patreon, because I used to always do that. I would just put it up on the Patreon and just be like, nah, whatever, people will find it. This time I didn't. This time I just put it up on my website for free, so you can just go grab the audio if you just want the audio. So hopefully people appreciate that. Yeah. I'm actually really curious about if I'll get any traffic to the audio. I need to check after the stream. Check my analytics page. I'm mildly curious about that. Just curious how much interest there actually is in the audio. This flasks sell for a lot. Any high quality craft will sell for a lot. Actually, I should bring one prepared meal because I'm curious about what the values are now. Okay. Okay, no, they certainly have. I mean, this Dwarven Ale roast is still 4,600. Like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like, that's still kind of a lot. It's a lot of them, though. Yeah, true, I guess. But isn't that generally how you sell prepared meals? Like, I don't know. Like, they come in stacks of like 5 to 20. I don't know, that still seems like a lot. I don't know, I prefer selling trinkets anyway. Stockpile the food, sell the trinkets. No, I'm well aware of the problem with meal values. Trust me. Oh, I'm well aware. I'm well aware. I'm also going to, real quick, pop down to right here. Let's do Gabbro. Gabbro all the way along. And we'll just melt down all this. Let's also do fortifications. And fortifications. Really need to get trading indoors. I need to check if I have any mead. I kind of doubt it, because there was nothing about the patch notes in that, but I can make some mead and tell you. I highly doubt it, though. Highly doubt it. I really need a bigger drink stockpile is what I need. Where does that meat end up? And wine. Mead. Nope. Still has a value of 1. I was correct. Still just value of 1. 1 individual value. You know what? Tack with it. I'll put drink here and drink here. Just no prepared. Just no prepared meals, please. All right. Let's go see how this is doing. And actually, I need to deconstruct this and get rid of those plump helmets. Plump helmet seeds, rather. Let's see what I can buy off of them. They have platinum, amongst other things. But I thankfully have tons of value. There's an instrument called Ocon, and that's funny to me because Formula 1. Let's see if we can do it. There we go. Sweet. Thank you for your business, they say. Harsh deal broker as we is. And the broker can head back inside after being satisfied after becoming a legendary appraiser. Would you look at that? Some dwarves have arrived despite the danger. I do wonder, though, about where... The one that is no longer linked to anything would be this one. So it was you, and let's not pull you, because we're going to link you to this. Do I have a coin brokerage? Nope. Coins are not super useful outside of a novelty item, basically. They don't have any function in fort mode, at the very least. Outside of just a basic trade good, which, I don't know, to me it's almost a waste of metal at that point. Up to 128 dwarves, well that's good. You headed to bed, Diamond? So we'll see you later. Yeah, I seem to use blocks a lot. It's because I don't like gray. I use blocks because it gives you 4 times... the material usage than boulders, and block walls are smooth and harder to climb. That's why I use blocks. They're also a higher value end piece than not using blocks. So as far as I'm concerned, not using blocks is a little silly. Because it's just worse in every way. Yeah, this will be fine. We'll just do it this way. All right. Did you get a dwarf? You did, Krampus. Sorry for the timing. Although, I named you Krampus. You're Grumpus Krampus. You're a weaponsmith. Tongue Circles is your last name. You do have some friends in the fort. And we're happy to have you. They can go all the way up to layer number 69 in this particular world, and ground is 54. Alana, thanks for the raid. What's up? Hello, Raiders. If you guys don't know who Alana is, she plays a variety of wonderful video games. Quite a bit of RimWorld. Like similar games to me. In some aspects. You should go check her out. Go give her a follow. Click on that heart at the top of the stream. Do it, I dare you. Be cool if you could break into heaven. There was a, what was it called? A DF talk a long time ago where Tarn was just musing on ideas for the future and was like, well, what if you could, what if you could mine clouds and build cloud blocks to fly? Welcome, Raiders. My name's Greg. I stream too much Dwarf Fortress, and sometimes chat lets me play other games. Telling them you're getting the itch for DF soon. Well, it runs real well right now. We just got a big patch this morning. Well, maybe not a big patch, but like a big patch for the future, which is going to enable more mod support. But currently it's in the beta branch. Although there is some more bug fixes in the main branch, which is nice. Any particular part of Dwarf Fortress that you're looking forward to messing around with again? Nobles with coin demands kind of make sense. They sing ha in YouTube chat. Also, was that actually a song that you got in Dwarf Fort, or is the name unrelated? Oh yeah, no, we do actually have a dragon in this fort. They want musical instruments and drinks. Well, okay. They want a night out at the with good music. Yeah, we got this. Silvery Swelters the Gilded. I will say when you play adventure mode, just save frequently because there's still, as far as I know, no auto-saving in adventure mode. But adventure mode is cool. I like it very much as a way to go and explore things. Like you start a new world and you do a short adventure and have a peek at what people are like. See where the big wars are, ask some people. It's more fun than just like staring at legends generally too. All right, let's plug that down. You're done. And this is going to be my dragon's new house. Right here. Which is going to take some doing, but Worth Butts has been reelected. Although I do want the dragon's house to look nice, so it's going to take a little bit of constructing before I actually place it. Which will also give us a little bit of time to train it up and hopefully get it better than semi-wild. I should also place it over here so no silly kobolds come in and release it. Which could happen. Yeah, so every single world has a unique set of instruments. I very rarely dig into instruments because I very rarely have the materials to actually use them. But like Ilmiran says, every single world has its own unique set of proc-gen instruments, meaning it's actually impossible to answer, which is the best one. I tend to like the ones that are like weird, like pipe organ accordion mashups. Those ones are always kind of funny. It's like has a keyboard, but also like a bellows thing, but it's handheld, and it's got like pipes with water in it. Those are always cool. But in real life, the answer is obviously the cello, because that's what I played growing up. And that's what I own. I own a cello. So cello's the best instrument. That being said, I do need a cage to place here. The dragon, go with Dareth. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to deconstruct some floor, which is gonna upset a door for 3, but you know, worse things have happened. I'm thinking we have a little walkway, maybe like down here. Like that goes up to here and down to here and then follows here and then goes down a layer and then goes over to here. And what I think is I will go here and build a box. And this is going to be a box made of steel, except for the middle bit. It's just going to have nothing in it. And then I'm going to do this. And then what's going to happen is I'll put a roof on it after the fact. And I could also actually make this into an extension of my Dwarf towers. But you're going to go down here. And then you're going to go over to here. And then you're going to have stairs going up into here. That's how we're going to do that. And I'm actually going to suspend this corner so that we can build this without it canceling. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this into the way that the dragon takes to get into here. It's better now, too, because there's more music, Lana. You settled for viola? Oh, that's an interesting choice. Yeah, I played cello because it was what was available to me. I have a mysteriously missing minecart. Well, that's a bother. Let's throw a new one on. Also got an artifact that's starting. Tiny Hippo has gone into a Fey mood and has claimed a forge. Would you look at that? Where'd you go, Tiny Hippo? Tiny, come back to me. Tiny here was a military dwarf, is a legendary fighter, and is now in retirement, but now wants excitement. So maybe we should like give Tiny Hero, our Tiny Hippo here, our Tiny Hero, a new career path so that I could give him this artifact if it happens to be equipable. You played the violin, tried the cello, it was too hard. I would say they're equally difficult instruments. Unless you have giant hands, in which case then the violin's probably harder. Copper bars, paracut zircons, pigtail cloth, amongst other things. Looks like we got several metal object jobs going, as well as several make steel bar jobs going. And, oh. I was gonna say, why this cancel? Because I found the river. Man, if only goats realized how much credit they get in human society now, they'd probably try and take over. Although I would say they already do, they're just not very good at it. You just want to play DF again? What's stopping you? Link's Awakening instilled a lifelong fascination with the word and shapes of cellos. I guess so. Never really thought about it, to be honest. Your friend kind of ruined goats for you? Did your friend tell you that they pee on themselves? Because it's true, they do. They're also dicks. Growing up, I had friends who bred goats, and goats are not nice creatures. Sorry, Goat Swarm, if you happen to be looking. Tiny Hippo has created Nazom Kaisist, a copper crossbow, and offers it to the dead pillars. So I'm thinking, Tiny Hippo, you get to become a messenger. Although, that doesn't let me assign that to you. What if I make you into the messenger? I would say also the hammer, but then you'll just go around killing people. And the bookkeeper. But, as the bookkeeper, what's it named? Starts with an N. I'm going to give you your item. I have a lot of artifact crossbows at this point. Verdet. That must not be very valuable then. Oh, it's 13,000. Oh, there it is. Just wasn't seeing it. They throw sower seeds at you. They also have shotguns sometimes. It's scary. Apparently, sheep only eat certain parts of the plant, leaving the plant to regrow, and according to him, goats eat everything, including the root. Oh yeah, no, that's true. That is true. That is very true. Although, I want to take that statement that you said, Private Parking, about goats, and raise you, what about the goat that drinks Coca-Cola? What about that goat? Isn't that goat pretty cool? I maintain that might be one of my favorite internet videos of all time. just in general. I honestly think that is truly one of the greatest pieces of media on the internet ever created. Is just the goat that just chugs Coca-Cola. They just like take the lid off and hand it to him, and he just bites the top of it, and then just goes, and then it's empty, and then he does it again. Just does it on repeat. This is very funny to me. I too am also not the biggest fan of goats, but I do enjoy that one factoid about them. I feel like the bookkeeper's office should just be like out in the open. But right next to where a bunch of stockpiles are. So they're like the, the fancy office stuff overseer. We'll also give you a musical instrument and a statue. Also, I just realized we made some platinum statues finally. Which means that's probably it. Sheep are allergic to copper. Well, they must be real happy that Canada got rid of the penny then. I'm allergic to coppers, but I think that's something else. Darren Sullivan, hello. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. In Catalonia a month ago, and there was a house that had goats in the yard, and the way from the place was staying downtown, you could tell a block away if it was out because of the smell. Goats have evil eyes, not a fan. Goats do smell really bad. There's a house here on Vancouver Island that's kind of famous. It's not really a house. It's more of a like a hobby. Well, not really a hobby. It's a tourist attraction. It's a little farm with a gift shop, and you can go buy stuff at their gift shop. But the whole like shtick behind it is that there's goats on the roof. They have goats on their roof. That's kind of the entirety of it. There's really nothing more to it than that. There's just goats on the roof, and because of this, people go there and look at the goats on the roof. I wish there was more to it than that, but there isn't. So, there's goats on the roof. No, I have not seen I've not seen this so-called documentary of how awful goats are. I have not seen it, no. I've seen many BBC's Planet Earth episodes that explain how bad dolphins are. I feel like we talked about this once, Shinobi. I talked about this once with somebody on Twitch not too long ago in regards to Vancouver Island. I think it may have been you. I don't know. But I think when I announced that I was moving out here, somebody was just like, "Have you ever seen the goats on the roof?" I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I've seen the goats on the roof. I like dolphins. But I don't like dolphins. Does that make any sense? Love the idea of dolphins, dolphins, but actual reality of dolphins, yeah, I also kind of not a huge fan. Dolphins is something totally different. That's my my new arcade slash bar establishment, which has pinball and mini golf. It's called Golfins, and it has a dolphin mascot. And we pay somebody nowhere near enough money to wander around and get yelled at and slapped by children. The only dolphins you like are orcas? I mean, they're also mean. They just, like, dolphins do horrible things to you. Orcas just fucking murder you. Like, they'll knock your boat over and slap you with their tail. Like, they hate you. Mean Echo the Dolphin? I eat paper? What sort of mischief? Well, I caught a dragon. I caught a dragon. I've only killed a couple dwarves on accident. I haven't killed any on purpose. I caught a forgotten beast. But currently I'm building an enclosure for the dragon. So... You know, it would probably be safer for the dragon for me to use it as a defensive measure for the caverns instead of the surface. I feel like the surface would be more dramatic. And by safer, I mean safer for the dragon. Neither of these are safe for me. It turned out to be an anticlimax. I don't know about anticlimax. They set each other on fire, they flapped around for a bit, they bit each other, and then one of them bit the other one, and the other one died. I don't know if that's anticlimax. I've certainly had Forgotten Beast fights that are anticlimax, where it's just like, Beast just immediately dies. What is this? About them training it? I was wondering why it was blinking. Huh. I missed a couple of corners? Oh, I know. Ilmirin, I really appreciate your construction input, but do remember, I don't generally make mistakes like literally forgetting to put a hole, like fill in a hole in the wall. But the reason I'm missing corners is because I'm talking to chat, right? And if I were to queue these all up once, all at the same time, they would cancel half of them because they wouldn't be able to access them. So I do everything sans corners, and when they're done constructing an area, then add in the corners. So you just stated the obvious. So thanks for informing me of something I was well aware of. Basically, it's your fault that I haven't done the corners yet. Because you're talking in chat, which is lovely. Please keep doing that. Because that makes me miss funny stuff, too. But, if I wait a minute before continuing something, just realize that you're not really doing anything, really. The Forgotten Beast, Eustamas, has come. An enormous eyeless hornet. Oh, lovely. Well, this checks out. It has 4 short horns, and it has a bloated body. Its dark chestnut exoskeleton is wrinkled. Beware its poison sting. A little on the nose there with that, yeah? Nothing surprising about this one. How's it seriously injured? What? I beg your pardon? It killed a Crundle. So that would imply you got seriously injured by a Crundle. All Forgotten Beasts are blind. Which means I guess I'm a Forgotten Beast. They all have the vision loss tag. I'm not sure why. Is that big channeling designation safe? No, I don't need to finagle it because there's a solid floor beneath it. I don't think this one can get up into here, but if it does, it's not super dangerous, so. But yeah, no, this is absolutely safe. See, it's just this down here. Because this is where it's actually going to live, the dragon. And I'm going to give the dragon a little obstacle course and things. It's going to be adorable. You're going to love it. Really? I was checking for a really good long time there, and even ones that weren't tagged as eyeless had vision. Or had no vision, rather. Maybe I need to pay more attention, but there was a good chunk of time there where I was wondering about that and checking every single one. And every single one I checked was listed as eyeless or visionless. But maybe I simply haven't looked at the description of one that isn't visionless. Very few optometrists. Yeah, they all just are seriously nearsighted. Like, they do actually have vision, but, like, you know, they just need the good, thick nerd glasses. That's the reason. But yeah, there might be some truth to that, Derek. Also, Ilmirin, YouTube chat would like to inform you and me, I guess, as well, that I, in fact, missed the corners in the blocks because, nuh-uh, you're bad. Duh. Clearly. Obviously, yes. I'm aware that I'm bad. But, you know, it worked for... I was going to say if it works for Michael Jackson, it works for me. But no, it doesn't, because not that kind of bad. The song is catchy, okay? It was bad. Anyway, the rodents is attacking us again. I wonder if these rodent men would be very offended at you calling them rat men. For all we know, they're voles. Oh, we found more. I'll just tell them to go stand here. Same with you. Here cometh the stabbeth. Whew. Oh no! The cheesemaker was found dead. Well, how unfortunate. You shouldn't have turned around. Leading the charge is the most serious of salsas, who's going to turn these critters into some salsas. See? Just like that. And that. And seeing them fixed so fast, Putnam found the report I had on the Dwarf unable to select a workstation, and there's an issue with milling around, and that's why he couldn't pick a station, and it's listed as the #1 in the patch notes. Win. Yeah, there you go. I will say, like, it depends on who you work for when it comes to gaming QA. Like, there's certain, like, I know people who've done all right for themselves making a career in games QA. It's more just highly depends on who you work for kind of situation, as I understand it. The problem isn't necessarily the pay. However, it's more of a, are you going to have a job when the game is done, basically, is the bigger concern. All right. Because, like, I know for a while there, my little sister was doing translation checking on a rather large video game, but I won't say what video game. And, she was getting paid quite well. The problem wasn't the pay. The problem is her coworkers fucking sucked. She hated basically everybody she worked with, because according to her, they were a bunch of sexist imbeciles. So... I mean, hey, if you got a gig, stick with it. Finding jobs in, like, the current year is difficult.